research scholars, and seniors, and my juniors. We are here for another interesting webinar on the behalf of our Skill Development Cell team and our college. I'm Mandira and
Ayush,
welcome you all in the webinar on Scopus, a research tool for discovering resources and measuring research impact.
Skill Development Cell, under the convenership of Dr. Ritesh Bharadwaj, Associate Professor, Department of Political Science, Shamlal College Evening, has achieved great heights and have organized several webinars and conferences by various brilliant speakers. And the cell has been an outstanding medium for learning and interaction, not just for the students, but also for the faculty members. And now, moving ahead for the program of the day, the objective of this webinar is to provide the participants with insights on the core features and functionalities of Scopus, citation-based database. It would also discuss the role of Scopus in discovering resource and their impact on the knowledge world. It would also touch upon topics like understanding the impact of metrics in terms of author, journal, and scholarly output of the institutions so that the researcher may plan their research on the basis of these parameters.
Now, it's time to call our speaker, but before that, I would like to call our convener, Dr. Ritesh Bharadwaj, sir, to welcome our speaker, Dr. Pooja Anand Gulati, ma'am, and guide us the program. Well, it's over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mandira. It is my indeed pleasure to announce that Skill Development Cell of Shamlal College Evening is organizing this program on Scopus Journal. We all will get technical insights from Pooja Anand ma'am, and thanks to all members of the Skill Development Cell and all my students, including all research scholars of University of Delhi and all faculty members from Shamlal College Evening as well as from Shahid Bhagat Singh College and all faculty members of Delhi University who are here with us in this program. Ma'am, we have already organized many programs under the aegis of Skill Development Cell of Shamlal College Evening since 2 years. Probably we are organizing 15 to 20 programs on every year.
Wow.
And just because of the pandemic, we have to organize all these programs in a limited way. Otherwise, we have organized many programs in an offline mode before pandemic period. We have organized many programs with the collaboration of Government of India, Ministry of Culture. As I told you earlier that we have organized one program with Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Kala Nidhi on art appreciation course. It was a 7 days workshop. Our students have participated in Delhi Legislative Assembly as a youth parliament. Apart from that, we have organizing regularly administrative help for all students during pandemic. We have organizing many programs on career in education. We have guided them how to build a strong CV. We invited our company CVO to guide them how to make a professional CV. We have organizing many programs in the field of judiciary. We have just started some program of series on legal awareness. Apart from that, we have organizing some programs on how to do well in a group discussion and personal interview and what the student has to do after graduation. Apart from that, we are planning to call some experts from multinational companies in the coming month. And right now, we are organizing a program for all the faculty members, especially for all the research scholars of Delhi University and all the scholars and students, how they can publish their work in a good qualitative journal, good qualitative international journal, in a Scopus listed journal. And with this word, thank you so much, ma'am, to spare your valuable time for us, especially for my skill development cell. Thanks to Aditya Tripathi, who has initiated and helped me in this program. Otherwise, I could not get the link to whom I should call for this program because Ramesh Gaur is too busy in his IGNC program. Thank you so much, Aditya bhai. So I would like to call Ayush and Mandira. Please, Mandira and Ayush, please.
Yes, sir.
Over to you.
Okay. Now, as Dr. Pooja Anand ma'am, a doctorate in library and information science from the University of Delhi. She is presently associated with the Shahid Bhagat Singh College, University of Delhi since 2007. She has an extensive experience of 23 years with highly esteemed and regarded institutions like UNICEF, British Council, Delnet, Council for Social Development, and Fortune Institute of International Business, along with being responsible for successful implementation of library automation and modernization projects of libraries. She is also accredited with the position of academic counselor with IGNOU and course coordinator of course Digital Information Management. Under the aegis of Center for Skill Development of the college, she also organized a national level seminar on the theme Building Digital India at IIC in the series of Golden Jubilee celebration of the college. She is regular contributor in library and information science literature. She has authored 4 books, two of which were published by IGI Global USA. Apart from her regular participation as resources person in seminar, conferences, webinar, and training program, she is also associated with many professional associations like SIALA, SLA, DLA, etc. We are really honored to have you, ma'am, as our speaker today. So, um, an important note for everyone, dear listeners, please listen the lecture carefully, and if you have any queries or any doubt, you can drop your question on the chat box. They will be answered at the end. So without coming between the speakers and the audience, may I call our speaker for your kind address. Now it's over to you, ma'am. We welcome you, ma'am. Please.
Thank you very much, Mandira. Let me begin by extending my formal gratitude to Principal of the College, Dr. Ramesh Kumar, Convener of Center for Skill Development, Dr. Ritesh Bhardwaj, and a special thanks to Dr. Aditya Tripathi for suggesting my name. Thank you so much. And nevertheless, I would also like to thank student coordinators who have invested their time and energy in organizing this event. So, as we have been talking about this challenging time, all of us have witnessed challenging times in the last 2 years. And when now we are on the verge of celebrations of New Year, again, we have been hearing the onset of third wave. But let us be in high spirits and let us assume that this phase shall also pass by if we'll be adhering to COVID appropriate behavior. So with that, let me just share my screen with all of you.
Please.
Mandira, my PPT is visible over there?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. Okay, all right. A very pleasant good afternoon once again. And what we are going to discuss today. See, all of us know that we are living in the realm of knowledge economy, which is purely research driven. So Scopus is one such tool which is going to help researchers with various aspects. What are these aspects? We'll be discussing in our subsequent slides. So the essence of my today's presentation is to capture the key points, core features, and functionalities of Scopus. And before going into these aspects, let us try to understand why we are going to learn this tool. The significance of this tool lies in the fact that researchers today are more demanding than ever before. Today's researchers, they really want to keep themselves abreast of everything happening in their domain. They would also like to create a kind of research output which is impactful in the academia world. They would also like to collaborate with the right people. They would also like to publish at right places. And Scopus is one such tool which is going to help researchers with respect to all these aspects. We'll learn about that how. Now, as all of us know that research basically has got two phases. One is pre-research period, which is also known as research planning phase. And another one is actual execution, actual research execution. So whenever a researcher begins his research journey, usually relies on two tools, which are them, which are them. They are Scopus and Web of Science. Why I am saying that they usually rely only on these two tools? Because they are the only two tools which are considered credible and they are widely acceptable for retrieving the qualitative literature as well as for retrieving impact metrics. What do you mean by qualitative literature? What exactly are impact metrics and how they are integrated into these tools? That we'll be discussing in our subsequent slides. But just to give a glimpse of the difference between these two, both of them, again, I am emphasizing on this fact that both of them are equally credible and are widely acceptable by the research community across the world. It entirely depends upon your choice which tool you would like to use. You may use both of them when you are in your research planning phase. So what are the major differences between them? Scopus is owned by Elsevier, which is a very reputed academic publisher, as you all know, that Elsevier. It's owned by Elsevier. Whereas Web of Science is owned by Clarivate Analytics, formerly known as Thomson Reuters. And Scopus has integrated their full text databases with this Scopus tool, and Web of Science has also integrated some of their databases. And what is the difference between their curation of the literature? Like how they are curating their literature. See, Scopus, what Scopus is doing, they have got a content advisory board, and that board comprises of subject experts from across the world. These subject experts are deciding certain parameters, and on the basis of those parameters, they are selecting the content which is to be indexed by Scopus. And after indexing that content, they are giving weightage, qualitative measure. They are associating a qualitative measure to that content, and the qualitative measures they have devised on their own. Whereas Web of Science, how they are curating their content, they are selecting only journals and conference proceedings which have already got highest impact factor. So they are only indexing only those journals and conference proceedings which have secured good impact factor, highest reputed impact factor. So this is the difference, how they are curating or listing their content. And impact factor, as you all know, is a journal level metric. It is a metric, it is an index, which is being used to measure the outreach of a particular journal in a particular field. So impact factor is a proprietary term of Web of Science. Impact factor is devised by Thomson Reuters, Clarivate Analytics. And Scopus has also devised an index, which is parallel to impact factor, and they have named it Cite Score. So in a way, you can say that Cite Score and impact factor are same. They are the indices to measure the quality of a journal in a particular field. But Web of Science is a proprietary term of Web of Science. Impact factor is a proprietary index of Web of Science, whereas Cite Score is a proprietary index of Scopus. And the way they calculate the impact factor, a little bit difference is there. Okay. And the two other indices I have mentioned over here in Scopus, SJR and SNIP. What they are doing, that I'll be discussing in my subsequent slides when I'll come to that. Now, this is how I have divided my presentation. First of all, we'll try to understand the significance of this pertinent tool from the point of view of a researcher as well as from the point of view of an institution. Yes, it is important from the point of view of an institution also. We'll see how. And then we'll come into these features and functionalities of Scopus. We'll talk about research metrics, what all research metrics are there in Scopus. And then finally, we'll go to the live platform. And during this live demo, I have divided my live presentation into 4 examples. And with the help of these 4 examples, we'll try to familiarize ourselves with the functionalities of Scopus, and we'll get a feel of that. And I would advise all of you that you please take a photo of these practical exercises and go back and log into this Scopus tool, and please try to perform those searches on your own so that you may also get a feel of this. That whenever I hope I'm audible and my things PPT is visible.
Yeah, it is visible. For a few seconds, there was some technical glitch. Please continue, ma'am.
And I'm properly audible and these slides
Yes.
are legible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, please.
You want me to repeat something,
Yes,
or you want me to repeat something, or shall I repeat if I have missed something?
No,
There was
ma'am.
some. Oh,
No, it's okay, ma'am. It's okay.
okay. So now, from a researcher's point of view, as we have been talking about this thing, that a researcher, that today's researcher would like to keep themselves abreast of everything happening in their domain. So this is one such database, which is considered the world's largest database of peer-reviewed literature. So a researcher cannot find any other place to retrieve such kind of qualitative literature. So when I am saying qualitative literature, when I am saying peer-reviewed literature, what does that mean? Actually, there are some parameters which are being devised to measure the quality of literature. And one of them, which we have been hearing every now and then, is peer-reviewed literature. Peer-reviewed literature. What is this peer-reviewed literature? When a set of information gets reviewed by experts in that domain, that information becomes peer-reviewed literature. And that information becomes qualitatively better than the regular kind of literature available in that field. So peer-reviewed literature is qualitatively better because it's being reviewed by experts in that particular domain. That is why both these databases are called databases of qualitative literature, because both of them are curating peer-reviewed literature. Okay, and for if you are pursuing research, you should not rely on gray literature. You should not be Googling for any kind of information on any specific topic. You should always rely on authentic resources, and Scopus and Web of Science are authentic resources for retrieving the qualitative literature. So that is why, and plus I was mentioning that a researcher would like to collaborate with right people. So how he'll come to know that these people are actively working in this area? How he'll come to know that this particular author's H-index is very good, I should collaborate with him? He'll come to know by retrieving the impact metrics with the help of this tool. How a researcher would come to know that which journal is publishing the most on a particular topic? He'll come to know with the help of the impact metric, which he'll be retrieving with the help of this Scopus. And how, when he will be retrieving a good amount of literature, how he will be comparing that literature, that this, whether I should pick up this research article or this. He'll be comparing that on the basis of a qualitative measure assigned to that scholarly output. And what is that qualitative measure? That qualitative measure which is being used in Scopus for scholarly output, that is for a research article, is FWCI, Field Weighted Citation Index. It means there are three kinds of metrics. One is author level metric. Author level metric is H-index. Another is journal level metric or index, that is impact factor. And third, the research article level metric is FWCI. And all three of them are there in Scopus. And fourth one is also there. Like if an institution would like to know that how my institution is performing in terms of research, which subject area is contributing substantial amount. So that also with the help of Scopus, an institution will be able to see the majority of my research is coming from social sciences, followed by this subject, followed by this. Like this, also Scopus will be able to retrieve this kind of information. And once you will be performing impactful research, you will be visible, then only you will be getting career advancement in your particular institution. And now let us see how it is significant from the point of view of an institution. See, you must be observing that many rankings, affiliation, accreditation bodies are there. What they are doing, they are determining the rank of educational institutions across the world. And two of them, which are very popular, are QS ranking system and D ranking system. QS is a British company which is using some parameters to determine the rank of institutions. And Scopus is a gold standard tool which is used by QS as well as D ranking institutions. And a parallel body of India, which is NIRF. NIRF is also using Scopus to determine the rank of an educational institution. And they are not asking individual institutions to provide us your research output, to provide us the H-index of your scholars. They are going to this tool and are retrieving the H-index of faculty members associated with a particular institution. They are retrieving the scholarly output of an institution with the help of this tool. And then on the basis of that, they are giving rank to a particular higher educational institutions. And when an institution is ranked high, then it will attract good student enrollment, and it would also attract research grants. It would be able to get good amount of research grants if it is on the higher ladder. So these slides will further validate my point that it is quite important. So because an institution is deeply concerned about their ranking. Why they are deeply concerned? Because that would impact their student intake and that would impact their grant intake and of course their reputation also. So if they are deeply concerned, so they should be concerned about this fourth factor, which is in maroon color, citations per faculty, and this international body is giving 20% weightage to this indicator. And how this indicator is being derived? This indicator is being derived with the help of this tool only, Scopus. So these are the 6 indicators. Out of this, the fourth one is entirely dependent upon research. So as per the list brought out by this QS World Top Universities Ranking System, these are the top 10 universities across the world. And the first one is, as all of us, it's a well-known and sought-after university, MIT, followed by University of Oxford and Stanford. And as far as Indian institutions are concerned, our institutions of national importance have ranked 100 said like this, institutions of national importance, IITs. And then our own university, which is in row number 9, it has secured rank between this 501 to 510. Though these ranks are not that encouraging, but still, because the kind of research, I'm sorry, there is a call. Sorry. There was a call in between. Okay, so this is then the World Universities Ranking System is also there. So this slide is further indicating that as per this ranking system, these are the top 5 universities of the world. Okay. Now we have understood the significance of Scopus from the point of view of researcher as well as from the point of view of an institution. Now, let us try to understand the basic questions. Basic questions, what is Scopus? Scopus, as we all know, it's the largest abstract and citation database, and that too of qualitative literature. Qualitative, I have already explained that if a piece of literature gets reviewed by experts in that becomes qualitatively better. And there are other parameters to measure the quality of literature, where the literature is being published. Source, what is the source of that literature? So for measuring the quality of source, which metric is there? Impact factor. For measuring the quality of producer of that information, who is the producer of that information? Author. For measuring the quality of producer of that information, H-index metric is there. And for measuring the quality of the particular research article, FWCI or citation count. If a particular research article has attracted more citations than an article in the same field, then it would be considered qualitatively better. generally, and how the content is being curated. This is all about that. And now about content. See, the Scopus content is very diverse in nature. When I'm saying diverse, what does it mean? It does not only include journals, it also includes conference papers, books, patents. So that is why I'm saying it's diverse. Most of the times, most of the databases are curating journal papers and conference proceedings. Why most of the databases are always indexing that? Because as researchers, all of you know that the primary kind of information, the novel kind of information, research-oriented information is always always get published in periodicals, journals, scholarly journals, whereas the books are replication of information which is already there in the world research output. So if you are seriously looking at the research output, so journals and conference proceedings, they contain primary kind of information. However, as far as Scopus is concerned, their content coverage is very diverse. Apart from these journals and conference papers, they are taking into account book chapters, patents, articles in press, and even open access journals are indexed in this. There are some very qualitatively high open access journals which are known as gold open access journals. So Scopus has indexed them also. And how many? 6324. And it's a multilingual database. It has got information in 40 different languages, but for getting them indexed, the abstract should always be in English. As far as subject coverage is concerned, the substantial amount of content is coming from social sciences, unlike Web of Science. Unlike Web of Science. In Web of Science, substantial amount of information is coming from sciences, though both of them are multidisciplinary. It is not like that is a social science database, that is science database, as the name says, Web of Science. Do not get confused with its name. Though the name is Web of Science, but it is multidisciplinary database. In the same way, Scopus is also multidisciplinary, but the coverage is more in Scopus as compared to Web of Science. But a school of thought says, though the content coverage is more in Scopus, but the qualitative literature is better in Web of Science, because they are curating that information which is already highest ranked, which has already got high impact factor. However, they are first curating and then assigning the site score or impact factor to that content. So now, after giving a brief intro of all these things, Mandira, are you there with me? Student
Yes.
coordinator,
Yes, ma'am.
you just let me know when 1:15 जैसे ही होते हैं आप मुझे बताना, क्योंकि मैं चाह रही हूँ 15 मिनट में खत्म करके फिर मैं आगे लाइव डेमो पे जाऊँ, तो मैं ज्यादा ना बोल जाऊँ. आप जैसे ही 1:15 हो तो एक बार मुझे बोल देना कि मैम 1:15 हो गए हैं.
Sure.
ठीक है, okay. So now this is the most important slide. This is the most important slide. Again, I am re-emphasizing on this fact, because and when we will be doing our visualization activity in our live demo, then we'll come to know how come this slide is important. I will show you with a practical example that how Scopus is going to help researchers. It would perform 7 functions. Scopus is going to perform 7 functions for a researcher. Let us understand what are these 7 functions. The number 1, literature search. Literature search means it would let a researcher to identify what all is already there in the research pool. So if you are searching for some kind of literature on a particular topic, this is a tool. If you give that search string in the window, it would pull out the information, and that too from qualitative literature, and would let you know, see, this all has already happened on the theme on which you are trying to pursue your research. And what is basically research? Research is something that you are, first and foremost step in research is that you are undertaking literature survey. Why? Because you want to know what all aspects have already been covered on this aspect and which aspect has not been touched yet. So let me explore that, because research is something new. You are adding something new to the already existing research pool. So for literature search, this is the best tool. So this is the first function which Scopus would be performing for a researcher. Second function, most of the researchers are looking for funding. So it would help you to identify which top funding bodies are funding this kind of research. If I am doing something on social media, so impact of social media on consumer behavior, which funding bodies are promoting this kind of research? So I would be able to identify those top funding bodies with the help of this tool. So that is the second function. Which is the third function? If I would like to collaborate with active authors in my field, how I'll come to know who are actively working on this area? I'll come to know with the help of this tool. I'll be able to identify, okay, these are the authors who are writing the most on this topic. And most of the subjects are multidisciplinary in nature these days. If I'm working on a concept, I might be good on one aspect of that concept, but for other aspect, I might be looking for a collaboration. And then I'll look for a kind of person who would be good in that aspect. For that collaboration, this tool would help me. This will help me in retrieving the names of those authors who are working on the similar kind of topic. Then whenever you pick up a research topic, you should always keep in mind that that research area should be active and it should be trending. What do I mean by trending? Trending means like these days in medicine or in medical science, which topic is trending these days? Coronavirus. And prior to coronavirus, which topic was trending? Cancer. Okay, so if you'll observe, a lot of research was happening on cancer. Even today, a lot of research is happening on cancer. But now coronavirus has surpassed even cancer. In the same way, in terms of information technology, artificial intelligence is a buzz theme. And in terms of commerce, we belong to commerce colleges. Social media is creating huge impact. So social media is trending. So how you will be identifying whether this topic which I have chosen is trending these days or not, you will be able to analyze that with the help of this tool. And then the fifth part, which is very, very important, is that you will be able to see the research performance of a particular institution. You will be able to see the research performance of a particular author, your own research performance with the help of the research metrics which are integrated in this Scopus tool. And then you will be able to identify the journals which are publishing the most on a particular subject area, so that you may target those journals. Okay, these journals are publishing the most on my research area, so I should target them. And they will give you a list of journals rank wise. So maybe you have not reached a stage where you can target number one journal in that field, but at least you may follow the content of that number one journal, because that is number one in your field. At least you should follow that journal regularly. And if you want to target, you may target a mediocre one if you are a mediocre or budding researcher. And if you have reached a stage where you can target best journals of your field, then it would let you know which are the best journals. And then more prominent institutions, which institutions are working the most on this. Like in coronavirus, if we'll say, I think ICMR is working the most. So it would let you know, and it would let you know, not like I am just giving assumptions that coronavirus is buzzing, artificial intelligence. It would give you information on the basis of the information, on the basis of the data. Okay, and you will be able to analyze. The beautiful part of this tool is that you will be able to analyze these results in the way of pictures, in the way of graphs and charts, and you will be able to export them in the form of JPEG, in the form of PDF. And that we'll be learning in our live. So now I won't take that long, and student coordinators need to remind me that, ma'am, please rush. So now let us come to the second section of our PPT, which is research matrix. See, try to understand the relevance of research matrix. There is a book written by Robin and Rachel Borchard, and this book is Meaningful Metrics. The title of the book is Meaningful Metrics. In their book, they have divided these bibliometric measures into 4 levels. On level 1, they have said that individual scholarly contribution should also be measured. Individual scholarly contribution in simple manner is research article. Whatever research, it should also be measured. There should be an index which should measure whether it is qualitatively better than other research articles or not. Which individual scholarly metric is used in Scopus? FWCI, Field Weighted Citation Impact. And venue where the your research work is getting published, that is venue level metric. And that, as we have been talking about, that Web of Science, for Web of Science, impact factor is there, and for Scopus, site score, SNIP, and Schemago is there. Okay, and this venue level metric would decide whether the will decide the outreach of your work. If you are publishing your work in a highly qualitative journal, then it would enhance the outreach of your work. Then author level metric would enable you to know how the author is performing in his particular field. And institution level metric. This institution level metric is not there in Scopus. They have mentioned in their book, but you can see the scholarly output of an institution with the help of Scopus. Okay, so this is all about the metrics. And now, why research metrics are important from author's point of view, we all know. I'm not going to read it. This is a theoretical thing, because for career advancement, for performance, if you're applying for a project, that institution might be asking you, you quote your H index. So it means the grantor of that project is dependent upon your H index. From institution's point of view, we have already discussed that to enhance your ranking and to attract grant and individual scholarly contribution, because when that way you will be identify what are the active areas of research and how to pick up. Because if 500 results would come, how you will decide which 20, which 70 should I pick up? And with those, you will pick up the highest cited research articles. These are the highest cited. They might be good. That is why most of the people are citing them. And source level, obviously. Source level plays an important role in making your work visible. So this is new research narrative. Now we are going to understand these research metrics briefly. See, site score, and unlike impact factor, site score takes into consideration book citations and all the content which is indexed in that. And site score is parallel to impact factor. What it does, it measures the performance of a particular journal in a particular field of study. Okay, but why these other two indices are incorporated in Scopus? Why they, in addition to site score, they have incorporated source normalized impact per paper index also and Schemago journal rank also. The reason behind the insertion of these two indices are that site score and impact factor, both of them are considered biased towards fast moving subjects. When I am saying fast moving subjects, what does that mean? That some of the subjects are scientific in nature, like medical subjects, medicine. Okay, the pace of research happening over there is very fast. And the literature which is being published in those subjects is, the volume of that literature is big. When the volume of that literature is big, the citations which that kind of literature is attracting obviously accordingly will be big. So if you cannot compare fast moving subjects with slow moving subjects, like mathematics, like social sciences, humanities, they are slow moving subjects. You cannot expect that a journal of belonging to social sciences will attract though as many citations over a period of 3 years as the journal of a science subject will attract. The number of citations a science subject will attract over a period of 3 years will be obviously more than the number. And this site score is all about, impact factor is all about citations. So that is why these impact factors are considered biased towards fast moving subjects. It is not apple to apple comparison. That is why these two other metrics have come. The second matrix, which is known as source normalized impact per paper, SNP, it is developed by University of Leiden, Netherlands. It is normalizing your field. What is it doing? It is giving weightage to the citation belonging to which field it is. So it is field normalization impact per paper. So whenever you will be visiting the profile page of a journal, you will see that site score will be, the value of site score will be high, And the value of source normalized impact per paper will be comparatively less. Why? Because it normalizes. So in this case, you can say, yes, apples are compared with apples. Whereas in site score and impact factor, apples are not, apples are, you are comparing apples with oranges. So in that case, this is normalizing the fields. And what does this is doing? Schemago journal line, what was the need to insert the third index? There was a need to third index because there was a school of thought which says it is not all about the number of citations. It is also about the quality of citation. How? I'll try to explain it with the help of an example. Like, if some of the prominent person, some Nobel Prize winner person is quoting my paper, is citing my research paper, and one my regular colleague is citing my paper, which citation would carry more weightage? Obviously, that citation of that Nobel laureate, because if he or she is quoting my work, yes, yes, if he or she is finding my paper qualitative, it means it has got something. So quality wise, in the same manner, if some policy making body, if Government of India body or a patent is citing something, so that citation has got more weightage as compared to a regular kind of citation. So this is basically associated with the prestige of the citation. Prestige of the citation. So this is taking into account where the citation is appearing. Is it appearing in a government document? Is it quoted by a prominent author of that field? Then it gives more value to that citation. So that is normalizing the citations count in terms of their reputation. It is normalizing the citation counts in terms of their field, and it is general equation. Okay, and what is that journal equation? In case of Web of Science, this is the simple equation which is being used to calculate impact factor. And the only difference is that in impact factor, the time period which is being considered is 2 years. Whereas in site score, the time period which is being considered is 3 years. So how do we calculate? We put the number of citations in numerator. We put the number of citations in numerator and divide that number to the total number of articles published in the previous 2 years. The total number of articles, say for 2010, I am calculating the impact factor of a journal. What I will do, I will put the number of citations which are there for 2010. I'll put that number in 2010 and will divide that number to the total number of articles published in the previous 2 years. That is 200 articles are published and they have attracted 100 citations. 100 divided by 200, 0.50 is the journal impact factor. And site score is also the same kind of equation. The only difference is that in numerator, you will put the citations received for over a period of 3 years, and you will divide that number with the number of articles published in the previous 3 years. Like for if you are calculating the site score of a journal for the year 2018, what you are doing, you are adding the number of citations received for these articles for the previous 3 years and the total number of articles you are putting in numerator and accordingly. So the only difference is the time period. And this I have already told that it is impact factor is now H index, second level metric. Second level metrics is usually being used for scholars or for departments. If you belong to a certain kind of department, say for geography, and you want to calculate what is the H index of my department, how you will be doing that? You will be tabulating the number of documents produced by our department and the citations received against those departments. So that way you will be able to calculate the H index of your department. The H index of a university can also be calculated. Now, but usually it is being used for an author. Now I'll explain the H index with the help of this example quickly because we are short of time. For how long I'm allowed to speak, sir?
Ma'am, please take your time. No issue. It's very interesting, and we are getting very insights. We have never seen all these deep technical issues.
Okay,
Please
so
take
time
your
is
time.
not
Please,
time is
please.
not an issue.
It's up to you.
Please
It's up
take
to
your
you.
time.
Okay, thank you. So now they have been very generous and they are saying time is not an issue. So let me explain it comfortably. See, H index, to understand the concept of H index, you please try to understand this thing, that H index takes into account both quantity as well as quality. Again, I am emphasizing both quantity as well as quality. For instance, if I have got 2 articles to my credit, okay, and first article has attracted 25 citations and second one has got 50 citations. They are quite a good number, 25 and 50. But still, my H index will never go beyond 2. Why? Because my number of publications are 2. Since my number of publications are 2, irrespective of the number of citations, my H index can never go beyond 2. So what H index is so smart? It is asking a researcher to be consistent in his research. I should not rest. Oh, I got 2 publications. One is in Vikalpa, another one is HBR, and it has already attracted so many citations. Now I should lie down. No. Your H index would remain 2 only. If you really want to improve your H index, you should be consistent here. You should keep on contributing to the research pool, because your research H index will rise when your number of research papers will rise. Let us try to understand with the help of this example. See, author A has got 9 publications, okay, and in this base row, the number of citations against those publications are given. So for first publication, these much citations have come. For second is. Now let us try to understand how many publications are there which have got at least itna citations. So 5 publications are there which have got at least minimum 5 or more than 5. 5 are there na? पांचवे की 5 है, चौथे की 10 है, third की 20 है, second 45, 155. So 5 publications are there which have received at least 5 or more than 5, and the rest of the 4 have got less than 5 citations. बाकी के 4 की 5 से कम है. तो this is the H index of this author, 5. जबकि उसकी publications 9 है, पर उसका H index 5 है, क्योंकि सिर्फ 5 ही ऐसी publications हैं जिसको 5 कम से कम 5 या 5 से ज्यादा citations मिली हैं. ये दोनों नंबर कोइंसाइड करने पड़ेंगे. जो मैं आपको उसका बताती, if an author has got 2 publications, one has attracted 25, so 50, उस केस में तो 2 ही रहेगा, क्योंकि क्वांटिटी 2 है. अब यहाँ पर देखिए, in case of author B, 4 publications are there and most of his publications have attracted good number of citations. अगर इसने 5वीं और 6ठी पब्लिकेशन भी कर ली होती, छाप ली होती, तो इसका आराम से 6 चला जाता, क्योंकि हर पब्लिकेशन की साइटेशन 6 या 6 से ज्यादा है. बट क्योंकि इसका पब्लिकेशंस का नंबर 4 है, तो इसका H इंडेक्स 4 पे अटक जाएगा. तो बट if you'll compare author A with author B, what you are observing that to his credit 9 publications are there and to his credit only 4 publications are there, but still his H index is very near to him, 4, 5, very near, because his citation count is good. So this is what is H index, okay. And again, H index is biased. H index is biased towards subject area. Fast moving subject will produce more literature and that way would attract more citations. So H index of authors belonging to fast moving area, belonging to science fields, their H index you'll see, जो भी science वाले होते हैं उनका 133 तक भी होता है H index, 133. CNR Rao, he's a person chemistry के हैं और chemistry बहुत fast moving subject है. उनका आप H index देखेंगे Scopus में, CNR Rao का 133 है, 133, and you cannot expect this kind of H index from a person belonging to slow moving subject area. And second disadvantage is, it is favoring researchers who have got, जिनका लंबा टाइम स्पैन से जो रिसर्च कर रहे हैं. मैंने अभी से रिसर्च स्टार्ट की, तो मेरे 2 पब्लिकेशन हैं, तो 2 में मैं 25-50 साइटेशन भी ट्रैक कर लूँ, रहेगा तो 2 ही ना. दूसरी से तीसरी करने में, you all know how long it takes, how much time and energy has to be invested for reproducing a qualitative research paper. It would take some time now to produce other research papers. जो बंदे मेरे से बड़े हैं, 20 साल पहले काम कर रहे हैं, उनके तो रिसर्च पेपर्स ऑब्वियसली मेरे से ज़्यादा होंगे, तो उनका एच इंडेक्स भी ज़्यादा ही होगा. तो इट इज़ for young researchers also it is little biased. Or there is a parallel index to H index, जिसे कहते हैं I10 index, that is Google Scholar 1. But again I am putting a but. It is not advisable to use this I10 Google Scholar index. Why? Why I am saying that? Because the algorithm used by Google Scholar is not that robust. And the algorithm used by Scopus is very robust. It is avoiding duplication. Whereas in Google, it is quite possible that it would pick up duplicate documents, and it would also take into account Google Scholar books, gray literature. Okay, so most of the institutions, most of the ranking bodies are not taking into consideration I10. They are preferably asking for H index, which is more reputed. Now the last metric, H metrics we have discussed, that is author level metrics. Impact factor we have discussed, and the three metrics which are there in Scopus, site score, schemago, which is associated with prestige of the citation, and SNIP, source normalized impact per factor, which is normalizing the fields of the citation. We have discussed that. Now the last one, last but not the least, is the how you would rate if you are searching something and 50 articles have come up. Now how you will decide which research article is better? For that, post 1995, an index was introduced which is known as field weighted citation impact. What it is doing, it is comparing a research article with the similar kind of research articles in the entire world of literature. It is comparing a research article with the similar kind of research articles in the world, and it is assuming that an average article in that field is given number 1. Average article को हम number 1 मानते हैं कि 1 है, जो average article है पूरे वर्ल्ड में जिसने कोरोना वायरस पे जो भी एक एस्पेक्ट पे काम किया है, उस पूरे वर्ल्ड में जो भी रिसर्च आउटपुट में है, उसमें जो एवरेज कैटेगरी के आर्टिकल्स हैं उनका नंबर है 1. तो इफ योर पर्टिकुलर रिसर्च आर्टिकल is getting any value more than 1, that means that on world scale, your article is better than average, and that too on world scale. On global scale, your article is above average. And if it is below 1, that means on global scale, your article is below average. And if it is 6, it means it is 6 times better than an average article in the global pool of research work. So that is how. तो FWCI वहाँ दिया होता है जब हम उस आर्टिकल को करते हैं. This is the last slide, and this is just to give you a kind of glimpse to some of the platforms where you should register to enhance your visibility. And then ORCID I'll be talking about in my subsequent slide when I'll be going to my live platform. That is also very essential, ORCID. Okay, so this I will be sharing this PPT with you. Why I'm asking you to register with all these platforms, LinkedIn, ResearchGate, because once you'll register with these platforms, your visibility will enhance. Other peers in your domain will get to know, okay, this person is also there working in this field. This is his profile. These are his affiliations. These days he's working with this institution. Earlier he was with this. So your visibility will enhance, and the visibility of your work will also enhance, because these platforms will ask you to list your research work also. So your research work will also get highlighted. Now, thank God, I'm done with my PPT. Now let us go to the live demo part. And in live demo part, we have got 4 activities. Okay, so first we'll be doing this sources activity, followed by searching activity, visualization, and author profile. So let us go to the live platform and perform these activities. In the meanwhile, when I'll be logging in the meanwhile, if anybody would like to interact and give some kind of feedback or observation, they are please welcome, and they may ask if some. In the meanwhile, let me just.
Ma'am, previously you were talking about that the number of citation when we were trying to devise the impact factor, it has to be divided by 2 years or other time you talking about 3 years. वो डिफरेंस क्या था, कब 2 साल लेते हैं, कब 3 साल लेते हैं, वो थोड़ा सा क्लियर करेंगे बस।
हाँ हाँ, जरूर सर, जरूर सर, जरूर। सर ये दोनों इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर जो है जर्नल की एक इंडेक्स है जो जर्नल की परफॉर्मेंस को मेजर करता है कि जर्नल उस फील्ड में कैसा कर रहा है, ठीक है। तो वेब ऑफ साइंस जो है, जो थॉमसन रॉयटर्स का है, क्लैरिवेट एनालिटिक्स का है, वो लोग तो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर यूज करते हैं क्योंकि वो उन्हीं ने डिवाइस किया है, वो इंडेक्स डिवाइस ही उन्होंने किया है। तो वो जो करते हैं वो 2 साल के पीरियड के लिए करते हैं। तो जब वो न्यूमिनेटर में साइटेशंस रखते हैं तो 2 साल में जो साइटेशंस आई हैं वो रखते हैं, और नीचे जितने 2 साल में आर्टिकल छपे हैं उनको प्लस करके डिनोमिनेटर में वो रखते हैं। तो वो आ गया इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर। और जो स्कूपस है वो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर यूज नहीं करता क्योंकि वो वेब ऑफ साइंस की प्रोप्राइटरी मेट्रिक है। स्कूपस ने उसी तर्ज पे अपना एक इंडेक्स बनाया है जिसका उसने नाम दिया है साइट स्कोर, और साइट स्कोर में वो 3 साल लेता है 2 की बजाय।
थैंक यू,
बस इतना डिफरेंस है। इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर में भी न्यूमिनेटर में वही रखा जाता है साइटेशंस, और डिनोमिनेटर में नंबर, और बस फर्क ये है कि साइट स्कोर जब वर्ड यूज हो रहा है एक तरह से वो भी इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर ही जर्नल का, बट उसका नाम अलग रख दिया गया साइट स्कोर।
थैंक यू।
साइट स्कोर इज ऑल्सो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर, but we are calling it as site score because it is devised by Scopus, and impact factor is devised by Web of Science. So, and the only difference is they are taking into consideration period of 2 years, and the site score is taking into consideration period of 3 years.
Thanks.
I hope I am able to answer.
Definitely. It's clear now. Please.
ठीक है, तो अब हम let me welcome you once again to the live platform which is Scopus. This screen is visible to all of you, Scopus?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how the basic home page looks like. Okay. It has got 3 windows. One is document window. With the help of this, we will be able to find out the qualitative literature on a certain topic that we'll be performing the searching activity in our second example. Then this authors window, with the help of this authors window, we'll be able to know the performance of an author, and we'll be able to visit the profile page of that author. We'll get to know what is the H index of this particular author, where he's associated, what is his ORC ID, or how many publications are there against this author's name which are indexed in Scopus, how many citations he's receiving against those publications. That all information we can retrieve with the help of this window. And if you would like to retrieve how good a university is performing in a particular area of research, then we'll go to this window, affiliation, and we'll write down the name of that institution, and the information would pop up. That's it. So we'll be performing search with the help of all these 3 windows. Before that, this is a search window. Okay, the search window has got 3 sub windows. Now, before going to searching activity, let me just give you a glimpse of the total resources which are there in the Scopus. Okay, for getting a list of all the resources which are there in Scopus, what we'll be doing, we will be going to the sources tab, which is clickable, and we'll click it. When we'll click it, what is there showing? That in total, there are 43,132 resources which are there in Scopus. 43,132 resources are there in Scopus, and all of them are not journals. Why? Because in our presentation, we were mentioning that Scopus content is diverse. So it has got journals, book series, conference proceedings, and trade publications. If you would like to see only journals, you go over here. I just want journals, and apply this filter. So now this number has reduced to 40,000. So this way you can have a look at them. And one thing more which I clear filters. One thing more which I would like to highlight over here is that this Scopus has divided its content into 4 quartiles. Okay, you must have heard that whether your journal is there in first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, or fourth quartile. What does it mean? It means they have divided their entire content into 4 parts. The first quartile is the top 25%. So top 25% means first quartile journals. Second quartile means 25 to 50%. Third means 50 to 75. And fourth is the base level, 75 to 100. And it is advisable not to publish your work in fourth quartile journals. Why? That is, I'm telling you the reason why. Because in the beginning, I was telling you that there is a content advisory selection board, which comprises of subject experts from across the world. So what they are doing, they are evaluating, assessing this information, assessing this content biannually, twice a year. Once in, I think, April, May, and second time in September, October. So what they are doing, they are evaluating whether the content which is indexed by them is meeting their parameters or not. If it is not meeting, then they are discontinuing that. So it is there is a possibility that fourth quartile, being the base ones, might get discontinued in future because they are already on the base level. They are on the base level already. They are the top ones. जो पीछे वाले स्टूडेंट है, हो सकता है वो क्लास में फेल ही हो जाए, तो इसीलिए उन पे तो रिलाई करना ही नहीं है हमें. फोर्थ क्वार्टाइल में हमें फोकस नहीं रखना है. और अगर इफ यू आर एट सच अ काइंड ऑफ स्टेज इन योर करियर दैट you are now targeting first quartile, so you should select these. Or if you are a mediocre or a beginner, so you may go for second quartile and third quartile. They are also equally good depending upon your research journey, where you are. Okay, this is, and what is this? Shows only titles in top 10%. If you have reached a stage, and I wish everybody should reach that stage, that if you have reached a stage that now you are targeting the top 10%, that I should get my thing published in this. So you just write show only titles in the top 10%. That's it. Now, what you will be, if you would like to download this Scopus source list, you can download that. Here, this button is there. My thing is visible, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can download this whenever there is a break in my voice or some problem is there, let me know. Okay, so this you can download this list, and when you click it, it would prompt you to download it in Excel format, and it would take a little long. So that is why I'm not going to download it. It is very simple to download. You can download it. And one thing more which you should take note of, that I'll be showing you when I'll be switching on to this. Let me just switch. Let me just explain you first how this source list is displayed. How the source list is displayed? This is serial number. How these are these, and what is this source title? What is the name of that resource? The name of that resource is CA, a Cancer Journal for Clinicians. Okay, and then in this second column, site score is given. And site score, we have already learned about it. What is site score? It is impact factor of this journal. You look at the impact factor of this journal, 463. It is in 3 digits. Because this journal belongs to fast moving subject. Again, this second journal also belongs to fast moving subject. And its impact factor is also 115. But you look at the difference. It is 4 times. 100 or 400, mota mota. 4 times. Site score is 4 times because cancer, it's a very, very fast moving subject. A lot of research is happening on this topic. That is why it is number 1 of all the 43,132 resources. This resource is ranked number 1. And then what this Scopus is doing, Scopus is giving some subject headings, is giving some subject heading labels, like what is the niche subject area of this subject, oncology. Okay, and then it is giving the subject areas that in this subject area, this is, what is this, 1 out of 340? 1 out of 340 is on this subject, in the oncology, 340 journals are there in total in Scopus. And out of these 340 journals, this is number 1, ranked number 1. Okay, and how many citations it has received over a period of 3 years? 50,948. And against how many documents? 110. 110 डॉक्यूमेंट्स ने 50,000, 51,000, 50,948 is 51,000 almost. 51,000 citations attract करी. और इसके जितने भी आर्टिकल्स हैं 110, उसमें से 92% जो आर्टिकल्स हैं वो साइटेशन अट्रैक्ट करते ही करते हैं, कहीं ना कहीं साइट होते ही हैं। तो यानी कि सिर्फ 8% ऐसे हैं जो कहीं साइट नहीं होते। 92% ऑफ कंटेंट साइट होता है, जबकि अगले में 98 है। क्यों 98 है? अब डिफरेंस देखो। इसलिए 98 है क्योंकि उसमें जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं वो भी ज्यादा छपते हैं। इसमें 110 ही छपे 3 साल में, और इसमें 183 छपे। ठीक है, तो this is how the resources list is being displayed. This is the display of the entire content of Scopus. Scopus में कुछ भी to feel लेने के लिए, we are going to get familiarized with the functionality of Scopus. Let us first understand what all resources are there in Scopus. So these many resources are there. They are diverse in nature. These are the types of there, and we can filter them. We can see only book series, apply, we can see conference proceedings. Who will see conference proceedings only? कौन सिर्फ conference proceedings देखेगा? Like, see, every subject behave in different manner. Like, you must have heard of computer science, information technology. These subjects publish the most in conferences. Most of their content is getting published in conferences rather than in research journals. So the people belonging to those subjects, computer sciences and information technology, they will be reviewing the content pertaining to conference proceedings. And the people belonging to social sciences, most of their content is getting published in books series because it is not that scientific subject. So they will be filtering out book series also, or will be journals. तो हर कोई लेता ही लेता है। जर्नल्स के साथ बुक सीरीज कौन लेगा? सोशल साइंसेज वाला। जर्नल्स के साथ कॉन्फ्रेंस कौन लेगा? कंप्यूटर साइंस और आईटी वाला। ट्रेड वाला कोई साइंटिफिक है या कोई, तो वो ट्रेड, साइंटिफिक नहीं, सॉरी, बिजनेस, ट्रेड मीन्स बिजनेस, तो वो बिजनेस पब्लिकेशंस भी देखेगा। तो दैट्स हाउ you can further narrow down your results on the basis of source type, on the basis of their quality, whether you want to fetch out top 10, top 25, top 50, top 75 or base level. If you are a beginner, if you are a budding researcher, you can focus on that also. But for कि let me just Scopus index तो हो जाएगा 4th quartile ही सही, but उसके आप सारी चीजें देख लेना कि वो year on year कैसे प्रोग्रेस कर रहा है, ये सब देख के आप 4th क्वार्टाइल में भी कर सकते हो अगर आप बडिंग रिसर्चर हो और आपको स्कूपर्स में एंट्री चाहिए। एंड देन अगर आपको सिर्फ ओपन एक्सेस, इन द बिगिनिंग व्हेन आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट कंटेंट, आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट इट्स डाइवर्स नेचर एंड आई वाज मेंशनिंग दैट इट हैज इंडेक्स्ड some 6,000 plus gold open access journals also. If you would like to display only those, then you can. If you are intending to get your work published in open access journal, then you display that also. So this is how you can see the entire resource list of Scopus, and you can download it also. You can further refine it also with the help of these parameters given on the left hand side. Now, and this is how it looks. Now let us go to the profile page of this first journal. This is called profile page of the journal. जैसे ही मैंने जर्नल के नाम को क्लिक किया और जो पेज खुला, इस पेज को कहते हैं प्रोफाइल. It gives you entire profile of that journal. Like, this is the name of the journal, and this is important. Scopus coverage years. What is it showing? That the content of this journal is being indexed from 1950 till today. If it is written to present, so it means कि it is still being indexed. And if it is written, for instance, 1950 to 2010 or 2018, what does that mean? It means that after 2018, Scopus discontinued it. Now, no more the content of this journal is getting indexed. So you should not focus on that journal because maybe parameters पे नहीं बैठ रहा होगा अब इसका content, वो जो उनका advisory board है, they have discontinued it. They are no longer indexing its content. So whenever you are visiting the profile page of a journal, you please see the coverage years. It should be present over here. And then it is saying publisher, then it is giving ISSN, electronic ISSN, and the subject areas. I was saying that the Scopus itself is assigning the subject areas. So like this journal belongs to this subject area. In medicine, medicine is the broad subject area. In medicine, which is the major subject area, which is the focus subject area, oncology and hematology. And source type, it is telling you it is not book series, it is not trade publication, it is journal. And if you would like to see all the documents which are indexed in Scopus, you can click here and can get all the access to all the documents which are published in this journal from the period itna to itna, and can export them in an Excel file. Set document alert. What you can see, if you want to if you want to set a kind of alert for yourself, what you just need to give your email ID over here, and whenever a new article gets published in this journal, on your email you'll get an alert. See, in Cancer Journal, a new research paper has come up. But for that, you need to sign in. You need to sign in the way you sign in for any kind of portal, for any email portal. You go there, sign in, and then it would say welcome PG, welcome Pooja Gulati, and then you can set. Without signing, you will not be able to set document alert. Save to sources list. It means you are favoriting it, that this is one of my favorite journal. And that's it. And see, these are the 3 indices which we were learning in our PPT: site score, SJR, Schemago journal rank, and source normalized impact per factor. And I was saying now that site score value will be comparatively high than source normalized. जब field weighted निकाला index, तो उससे 1/4 रह गया. और अगर सिर्फ फील्ड को वेटेज नहीं दिया, सिर्फ साइटेशंस को दिया, तो वो 463 था. पर जब उसे नॉर्मलाइज किया तो वो 143 हो गया. और अगर उसकी प्रेस्टीज को, साइटेशंस की प्रेस्टीज को कंसीडर किया तो 62 हो गया. तो दीज आर द 3 indices which are also mentioned on the profile page. And then it is giving you that in under this subject it is ranked number 1, and even under other subject heading it is ranked number 1. But it might be possible that in other journals, if they are classified under different subject heads, they may secure rank 1 under one subject head, may get rank 12 or 15 in another subject. जरूरी नहीं है हर सब्जेक्ट पे वो रैंक 1 ही रहे. अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट पे डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द कवरेज, द रैंकिंग ऑफ दैट जर्नल माइट डिफर, बट इट ऑल डिपेंड्स आप किस सब्जेक्ट पे कर रहे हैं. आप ऑन्कोलॉजी के हैं तो ये आपके सब्जेक्ट में तो नंबर 1 है. कोई और सब्जेक्ट वाला है तो वो देखेगा, कहेगा मेरे में नंबर 1 नहीं है तो मैं नंबर 1 वाला देखता हूँ. आपका सब्जेक्ट एरिया क्या है. तो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द प्रोफाइल पेज ऑफ अ जर्नल, जिसपे ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन होती है. उसके बाद उसके बाद जो हमारी एक्सरसाइज थी, दिस एक्सरसाइज वाज अबाउट द फर्स्ट थिंग वाज हाउ मेनी सोर्सेज आर इंडेक्स्ड इन Scopus. वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन that 43,132 something, these many resources are indexed in Scopus. How many journals? Now our second query is how many journals are there on the subject. I don't want to have a look. I just want subject specific information. Let us identify कितने journals business management और accounting पे हैं, और उनमें से highest rank journal कौन सा है, और कौन सी और subject categories में वो journal fall करता है, और 2018 में उसको कितनी citations मिली, और उसका site score 2017 के साथ बढ़ा है या नहीं बढ़ा. ये हमारा example है जो आपको भी घर जाके अगर आप try करें तो better है. तो दिस इज सब्जेक्ट एरिया. यहाँ अगर मुझे सब्जेक्ट एरिया वाइज फिल्टर करना है तो दिस इज हाउ आई विल बी डूइंग इट. द सब्जेक्ट एरियाज आर गिवन ओवर हियर. आप टाइटल से भी कर सकते हैं, बट आप सब्जेक्ट एरिया से अब मुझे करना है तो आई विल टाइप बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट एंड अकाउंटिंग. तो दिस बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट एंड अकाउंटिंग हैज कम. इसके फिर सब सब्जेक्ट्स भी आ रहे हैं. आई विल से अप्लाई. So now on this particular area, business management and accounting, how many journals are there in Scopus? 2048. ठीक है. And Scopus, not journals, all the source types, 2048. Now this is the journal which is ranked number 1. It is an international journal. All of you must be knowing it. Academy of Management Annals. And the site score of this journal is 24/7. Now see, this is a slow moving subject. The site score is 24/7. However, in medicine, the site score was 100 something, 200, 400 something was there. So this is how this is number 1 like that. Now, if I would like to, let me just go to this journal. now it is giving that this journal is being classified under these different subjects, and in these different subjects where it is ranking, it is in this case also, out of 399 journals in business international management, it is ranked number 1, and out of 200 journals in organizational behavior and HRM, it is number 1. That is good. Now if I would like to compare, so please, this is very essential. After that, we'll be finishing off with our first exercise. Compare sources. Why I'm doing that, comparing sources? If I am targeting Q2 journals, and how I'll be assessing which journal should I focus, which journal should I target. Let me compare some similar kind of journals. Like if I would like to publish something related to business research, I'll just enter business research. So now it is showing so many results. So on business research, so many so many journals are there. Now I'll by default they were assigned alphabetically. Now when I clicked it, this list has become in descending order of site score, descending order. So this is the journal on business research, Journal of Business Research with highest site score, 9.2, followed by European Research of. Now let me just compare this journal, then this 4.41 wala, then 8 site score wala, 3, एंड जब एक छोटा सा भी कर लेते हैं 2.2 वाला, ठीक है. वैसे हम एट अ टाइम यू कैन कंपेयर 10 सोर्सेस, 10 जर्नल्स एट अ टाइम, एंड हाउ योर दिस कंपैरिजन वुड हेल्प यू, लेट अस सी दैट. लाइक अब ये बता रहा है ये कि आपने ये 4-5 जर्नल लिए, 1 2 3 4 5 जर्नल्स यू आर कंपेयरिंग एट अ टाइम. यू कैन कंपेयर 10, बट दीज 5 यू आर कंपेयरिंग जस्ट टू असेस which journal should I target. This is the chart representation of comparison. This is the table representation of the comparison. I would recommend to have a look at the table representation. It's easy to see, and you can export it also. You can export this data for its usage in your literature survey or for anything else, any other purpose. How you can export? If you would like to export this data, this table data, you export the data to a CSV file. This data will get exported. And if you want to export this chart, then you can do that. It will get exported in the form of a PDF or in the form of a JPEG. Just simply click it. Okay, this is exportable. Now, these are the 5 journals I'm comparing. So now what is it showing? The time period it is taking, time period also you can change. But by default, it is taking 10 years time period. That in 2011, the journal which is ranked number 1 in business journals, that the site score of that journal was 1.9. And over a period of 10 years, it has become 24/7. This journal is really doing well, Academy of Management Journals. But it is an international journal. It is ranked number 1. Whether I have reached that stage or not, I should, whether I'll be considered for my paper will be considered in that high reputed journal or not. Let us leave that. Journal of Business Research. Am I taking too long? Am I taking too long?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's very interesting.
Please continue, ma'am. Please continue.
Okay. So this is Journal of Business Research. Now you see the site score, how the site score of this journal is performing. 3.9 in 11 it was 3.9, and now it has become 9.2. So it's also working very good. Then research in transportation, business and management. Though this journal is not that, the impact site score of this journal is not that good, but see the progress it has been making. Its impact factor in 2011 was not even 1, and now it has reached 4.6. And a general thing you can note down is that if any journal has got an impact factor of 5 or above, it is considered very good. So if this journal is also good, if you are an average researcher, then this way you can compare. Okay, now this is the comparison in terms of site score. You can make this comparison in terms of Scimago journal rank also. Where the citations are coming from. Are they coming from very reputed places? Because Scimago journal rank is associated with the prestige of the citation. So prestige or citation wise also, this Journal of Business Research is doing well, and other journals have got no value. Now, SNIP. SNIP is field normalization. So SNIP wise also, you can compare these 5 journals. And the most important part is citations by year. Let us come to the table. So see, in this Journal of Business Research, the 740 citations, and these days how many citations this journal is getting? My God, 4,434. So it means that this journal is sought after journal in the field of business research. And documents by year, yes, this is important. Like if you are focusing on a journal and you just have a look that the number of documents, earlier in 1996, the number of documents this journal was publishing was 71, now 151. And however, in this journal, International Small Business Journal, this is 32. Okay, so what does it mean? If I'll target this journal, the probability of getting my paper published is half. बिकॉज इसका नंबर 32 है तो 32 ही पेपर लेने हैं ना उनको तो डबल लेने हैं 71, तो वहां मेरा चांस है इंक्लूड होने का, क्योंकि 71 उनको छापने हैं, इनको तो 32 ही छापने हैं, इनको 28 छापने हैं, 59 छापने हैं, तो जहां नंबर ज्यादा है वहां मेरे पेपर छपने की संभावना ज्यादा है. तो ये पेपर्स के कंपैरिजन से आप ये देख सकते हैं. पर्सन नॉट साइटेड बाय ईयर, पर्सन नॉट साइटेड बाय ईयर से आप क्या देख सकते हैं कि कितनी परसेंटेज है जो कभी साइट ही नहीं हुए, तो वो जर्नल्स आप एक्सक्लूड कर सकते हो, भाई उनकी कभी साइटेशन बनती ही नहीं है. देन परसेंटेज रिव्यू आर्टिकल्स बाय, हाँ, हर every journal has got some review articles also. So if you are going to submit an article which is a review kind of article, so you just have a look which journal is considering review articles. Like this number 1 journal is not considering review article. Journal of Business Research, which I have been emphasizing since my फर्स्ट पैरामीटर, ये मेरे को अच्छा लगा है इनमें से देख के. तो ये जर्नल ऑफ बिजनेस रिसर्च भी पहले नहीं ले रहा था रिव्यू आर्टिकल, बट नाउ तो इट हैज स्टार्टेड. सो यू कैन submit your review paper. So these are the way you can compare your resources. So with this we are through with our first activity. हमने sources के बारे में जितनी जानकारी हर aspect से ले सकते थे वो हमने ली. हमने देखा कि how many total resources are there, then we did compare the sources on different parameters, और हमने sites को सब चीजें देख ली, sources से related जो भी मैं आपको बताना चाहती थी. I have been. Now let us come to the main thing, searching. Searching, as I was mentioning, we'll be doing it through all the 3 windows. Let us first go with the document window. Document window mein, the topic which is there, which I'll be taking, will be in my second activity. Sorry. Yes, what I'll be taking, impact of social media on consumer behavior, and which period I'll be considering. I'll be considering period between 2015 till present, and further I'll be narrowing down the results, sorting them, and will be observing the citation overview. So what I am searching, I'm just trying to find out what all literature is there on the topic impact of social media on consumer behavior. As we all know that all of us are using social media platforms, and when this social media concept has come post 2010 or 15, so that is why I have taken the timeline 2015 till present. So what I'll write social media. And how I'll write social media? I'll write social media within quotes. Why I will do that? Why I'll be writing my search from within quotes? Because it comprises of 2 words, social and media. How computer will get to know that it is you want this word together in all the documents? If you will put quotation marks, then computer will get to know, okay, you are retrieving those documents which have got both these words together. Otherwise, if you will not use quotes, it would take out the documents having social word, social population, social media, social change, social growth, and media also, international media, local media. But you are not interested in that. That way your work will become tough. You want to make your work easy. So you focus your work on, you focus your search on this. ये इकट्ठा आना चाहिए सोशल मीडिया वर्ड. सोशल वर्ड अलग, मीडिया इकट्ठे आने के लिए क्या करोगे आप? इसे कोट्स में बंद करोगे. देन you must be familiar with the Boolean operators. There are 3 Boolean operators, as we all know. What are they? And, or, and not. What they basically do, they are inbuilt in Scopus. They limit, refine, or expand your search. Now you want to limit your research. You want to limit your research that social media and its impact on consumer behavior. If you will not limit, then huge amount of information would come. That would not be practically feasible for you to manage that amount of information. So your search strategy should be very specific, so as to retrieve better results, specific results, relevant results. So you will use and operator. And का basically मतलब क्या है कि ये और ये दोनों होने चाहिए. जो आप डॉक्यूमेंट्स रिट्रीव करोगे उसमें ये वर्ड भी होना चाहिए और एंड मीन्स वो भी मैंडेटरी होना चाहिए. अकेला सोशल मीडिया नहीं, सोशल मीडिया एंड कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर. तो कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर जब हम लिख रहे हैं उसको भी हम किस में लिख रहे हैं? डबल कोट्स में. रीजन कि हम ये नहीं चाहते कि कंज्यूमर वर्ड भी आ जाए और we really want to take both the words together because with consumer so many words are there. तो अब ये बार बार मेरे ख्याल से मैं बहुत रिपीट करती हूँ, बार बार बताने की जरूरत नहीं कि इफ अगर 2 वर्ड्स टुगेदर हैं तो उन्हें हमें कोट्स में बंद करना एडवाइजेबल होता है, तभी कंप्यूटर अंडरस्टैंड करता है. तो कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर एंड. अब हम दोबारा से बुलियन ऑपरेटर इंसर्ट करेंगे और अब हम करेंगे और वाला. एंड हम कर चुके हैं जस्ट टू मेक यू फैमिलियराइज विद द यूजेज ऑफ दीज बुलियन ऑपरेटर्स. Now consumer, it is quite possible that in some of the documents the behavior word is written as consumer habit. तो let us say कि consumer habit या consumer behavior दोनों में से कोई भी word हो तभी भी उठा लेना because both are synonyms. And we may put an asterisk mark after T. What this asterisk mark will do, like it is quite possible that in some documents it might be written as habit and in some it habits. तो ये दोनों को उठा लेगा. रूट वर्ड हैबिट है तो जो उसके प्रोबेबल वर्ड्स हैं वो सारे हैबिट भी उठा लेगा, हैबिट्स भी. इन द सेम वे आई कैन पुट एन एस्ट्रिक ओवर हेयर आल्सो. बिहेवियर, बिहेवियर्स, कभी कभी लिखते हुए बिहेवियर्स वर्ड यूज हो रहा है तो ये. एंड और नाउ नॉट. I really want to know about the impact of social media on consumer behavior, but I want to exclude hospitality sector. तो मैंने not operator use कर लिया, but not anything related to hospitality. Sorry. And now I'll add date range. Date range क्योंकि ये कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत पुराना नहीं है सोशल मीडिया का, चलिए मैं इसे मान लेते हैं 2015 के बाद. और हमें ये भी देखने को मिलेगा कि 2015 के बाद ये बज कर रहा है टॉपिक की नहीं, ट्रेंड कर रहा है कि नहीं, टिल प्रेजेंट. सर्च. अब मैंने तीनों बुलियन ऑपरेटर्स भी डाल दिए आपको फैमिलियराइज कराने के लिए और ये एस्ट्रिक मार्क कोटेशन भी डाल दिए ताकि आपको इनका यूजेज से फैमिलियर हो जाए. और एंड अब हम इसको सर्च परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं. यहाँ से सर्च दबाएंगे तो लेट अस सी हाउ मेनी रिजल्ट्स वुड कम अप. ग्रेट. 998 documents have come. They are related to impact of social media on consumer behavior and the timeline is 2015 till present. And this is how the search window would look like. The serial number of the documents would come in column number 1. In column number 2, the title of the document would come. This is the title of the document. Who has authored this document? The author's name would come in 3rd column. And in 2nd column, the year of publication would come, and in the second last column, where it's got published and how many people have cited that. Now, by default, the list will be displayed in this manner कि जो लेटेस्ट हैं, करंट हैं, वो सबसे ऊपर आएंगे. बट मुझे करंट वाले नहीं देखने, मेरे को सॉर्ट करना है उन्हें कि हाईएस्ट साइटेड डॉक्यूमेंट सबसे ऊपर आए, जो सबसे ज्यादा साइट हुए हैं. तो मैं यहाँ सॉर्ट ऑन पे जाके, बाय डिफॉल्ट तो ऐसे ही आएगा ये, आपको चेंज करना है सॉर्ट ऑन cited by highest. तो out of this 9,998 documents, this is एक आप कह सकते हैं कि ये नंबर 1 डॉक्यूमेंट है और ये फिर उसी में छपा है जर्नल ऑफ बिजनेस रिसर्च में. और कितनी बार टाइप हुआ है, कितनी बार साइट हुआ है? 329, फॉलोड बाय दिस डॉक्यूमेंट जो जर्नल ऑफ रिटेलिंग एंड कंज्यूमर सर्विसेज में छपा है और कितनी बार साइट हुआ है? 275 बार टाइम्स। तो मैंने इसको साइट करा तो मुझे पता चल गया ये, अब मैंने एक अपना वहां पे टास्क दिया हुआ है कि वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट, वी नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई विच आर द टॉप 20 cited documents. So this is so simple. You just go sort cited by higher. The first window is showing 20 results only. So these are the top 20 cited documents. And now you see, these are the journals. अगर आप इन सोर्सेज में पब्लिश करेंगे तो आपकी आउटरीच ज्यादा होगी, आउटरीच ज्यादा होगी तो आपको ज्यादा साइटेशंस मिलेंगे। ये रेपुटेड जर्नल है, ये हम देख चुके हैं, हम कंपेयर सोर्सेज में देख सकते हैं। दिस इज वन ऑफ द रेपुटेड जर्नल्स इन द फील्ड ऑफ बिजनेस रिसर्च। सो बिकॉज योर थिंग गॉट पब्लिश इन रेपुटेड जर्नल, उसकी भी कुछ गाइडलाइंस होती हैं, वो तभी आपका एक्सेप्ट करता है पेपर। तो जब अच्छे में छपा तो ज्यादा साइट हुआ। तो ये 20 जो सोर्सेज हैं, ये 20 सोर्सेज आपका टारगेट हो सकते हैं डिपेंडिंग अपॉन वेयर यू आर इन योर रिसर्च जर्नी। ये 20 सोर्सेज आपका टारगेट हो सकते हैं। और ये जो ऑथर्स हैं ये आपके कोलैबोरेटर्स काम कर सकते हैं। आप इनमें से कुछ को जाकर इनका प्रोफाइल पेज देख सकते हैं और देख सकते हैं अच्छा ये इस फील्ड पे काम कर रहे हैं, मैं भी इस पे कर रहा हूँ, मैं इनके साथ कोलैबोरेट करके काम करता हूँ। तो ये ऑथर्स बहुत एक्टिव हैं, इनका काम हाईली साइट हो रहा है, अच्छे जर्नल्स में छप रहा है, इनके साथ आप कोलैबोरेट करना चाहेंगे। यही बात हम शुरू में कर रहे थे ना कि जर्नल स्कूपर्स हमें कैसे हेल्प करता है। स्कूपर्स हमने हमें एक टॉपिक पे क्वालिटेटिव लिटरेचर भी रिट्रीव कर दिया। हम चाह रहे थे कि बताओ कि क्वालिटेटिव पीयर रिव्यूड लिटरेचर में पूरे रिसर्च वर्ल्ड की आउटपुट जो है उसमें इस टॉपिक पे क्या क्या है। तो उसने इस टॉपिक पे सारी चीजें हमें लाकर दे दी, वेरियस टाइप के सोर्सेज से लाके दे दी, सिर्फ बुक से ही नहीं, सिर्फ जर्नल से ही नहीं, प्रोसीडिंग्स, ट्रेड पब्लिकेशंस, ओपन एक्सेस गोल्ड रेटेड जर्नल, सबसे इंफॉर्मेशन हमें लाके दे दी। उसको उसने ऐसे डिस्प्ले आसानी से अच्छी सी लिस्टिंग कर दी। उस लिस्टिंग को हम अपने तरीके से सॉर्ट कर सकते हैं और फिर आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं कि लोग कैसे कैसे टॉपिक्स को ले रहे हैं। अब ये सोशल मीडिया में इसने क्या टॉपिक पिक किया है, सोशल मीडिया मार्केटिंग एफर्ट्स ऑफ लग्जरी ब्रांड्स, इन्फ्लुएंस ऑन ब्रांड इक्विटी एंड कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर। You can go through them and you can view the abstract right away from here and can have a look at their abstracts. Now the number is too big, 998. It's not practically feasible for you, and this is not a number which is easy to manage. So let us further narrow down these results. So sorting we did, let us now narrow down. How we'll be narrowing down our results? We'll be narrowing them down on the basis of our requirement. और वो ना, they have made it very easy by giving some filters over here on the left hand side. Like they are asking you whether you want to limit your results up to open access journals only, green journals only. Now they are explaining. They have given an explanation. If you are not aware of this term gold open, what does it mean? It's explaining you that gold open means which only publish open, hybrid gold. It's giving an explanation of these terms. Okay. Now year wise, now you can see over here that in 2022, so we are on the verge of initiation of 2022. That is why this number is less. They must be in pre-print mode. In 2000, I am view more. 2000, it is trending. 2015 से present तक हमने information मांगी है. In 2015, the number of articles were 88, and see, it is trending. It is increasing year by year. अब 88 से 210 हो गई हैं इस टॉपिक पे पब्लिकेशंस। तो इट इज ट्रेंडिंग। इसे हम विजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन से भी देखेंगे, ठीक है। इसके बाद ऑथर्स नेम, these are the authors who are contributing the most. See, this author has written 5 documents on this particular concept, followed by this. And we can, अगर आपको कुछ authors define करने आपको पता है तो उनको भी आप view more करके ढूंढ सकते हो। Subject areas. Now, every subject is multidisciplinary in nature. So I am just concerned about business management and accounting. Computer science में के journals में जो ये छपा है मुझे नहीं जानना, कम से कम मेरा नैरो डाउन हो जाएगा रिजल्ट। मैं 998 कैसे पढ़ूंगी। सोशल साइंसेस चलो लेट इट बी, मेडिसिन तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं जानना, इंजीनियरिंग भी नहीं जानना, इकोनॉमिक्स रहने देते हैं, साइकोलॉजी नहीं जानना, नहीं जो नहीं जानना उसको भी रहने देते हैं, फिर इसको रहने देते हैं, जो नहीं जानना उसको एक्सक्लूड करेंगे हम। मैथमेटिक्स नहीं जानना, ठीक है, इन्हें हम एक्सक्लूड करेंगे। तो जब हम ये वाले जर्नल्स कितने हैं, ये 122 180 ने करेंगे तो हमारा नंबर रिड्यूस हो जाएगा, हम इसे कह रहे हैं एक्सक्लूड। तो अब 535 हो गया, मतलब 1000 से लगभग आधा हो गया, क्योंकि हमने जो इररेलेवेंट सब्जेक्ट्स थे, जो हमारे सब्जेक्ट्स को के साथ कहीं मैच नहीं करते, वो इररेलेवेंट हमने एक्सक्लूड कर दिए। देन हम डॉक्यूमेंट टाइप से भी फर्दर नैरो डाउन कर सकते हैं। We are just interested in articles and conference papers. We are not interested in book chapters, reviews, books, view more, editorial, note. Let us exclude them. So further, your number will come down 486. Like way, many parameters are there. Document type, publication stage, final article in press, exclude. I'll just go through the final versions. Again, your number has reduced. देन सोर्स टाइटल, आपको किसी पर्टिकुलर जर्नल का हटाना है कि मुझे इसके नहीं देखने, तो हटा सकते हो, या सिर्फ एक को लिमिट करना है कि मुझे इसी के देखने हैं, तो लिमिट टू कर सकते हो कि लिमिट टू ओनली दिस जर्नल। देन कीवर्ड्स, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि कौन कौन से कीवर्ड यूज किए हैं उन्होंने, तो जो जो कीवर्ड आपके लेने देने वाले हैं, रेलेवेंट हैं, उनको रखो, जो नहीं है उनको एक्सक्लूड कर दो, उससे भी आपके रिजल्ट कम हो जाएंगे। उसके बाद एफिलिएशन, आपको किसी पर्टिकुलर यूनिवर्सिटी से एसोसिएटेड करनी है तो उसको लिमिट कर दो या एक्सक्लूड कर दो। फंडिंग स्पॉन्सर, कौन फंड कर रहा है, सबसे ज्यादा फंड कौन से इंस्टीट्यूशन ने किए इस स्टडी को, ये चाइना का नेशनल नेचुरल साइंस फाउंडेशन ऑफ इंडिया। उसके बाद कंट्री टेरिटरी वाइज अगर आपने इसे करना है, ठीक है, आपने सिर्फ इंडिया स्पेसिफिक देखना है तो 35 डॉक्यूमेंट्स आ जाएंगे। उसके बाद सोर्स टाइप, वो तो हम कर ही चुके हैं। उसके बाद लैंग्वेज वाला इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसमें आप फॉरेन लैंग्वेजेस सारी एक्सक्लूड कर दीजिए, क्योंकि वो तो आपको किसी काम की नहीं है, सिर्फ इंग्लिश के डॉक्यूमेंट्स 425 हैं। तो अब आपका जो रिजल्ट है वो 998 से मैंने 425 कर दिया, मैंने नहीं, स्कूपस ने, बस फिल्टर्स अप्लाई करके, थोड़ा माइंड लॉजिक अप्लाई करके कि ये रेलेवेंट नहीं है, इसे हटा दो, तो और कम हो गया, जो प्रैक्टिकली फिजिबल है। तो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन sort and can refine your results. And ये तो आपने देख ही लिया कि 20 हाईएस्ट टॉप रिसर्च आर्टिकल्स कौन से हैं। नाउ अब थर्ड एक्टिविटी पे आ गए। अब मुझे पता है मैं बहुत ज्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन दे रही हूँ, आप लोग थक भी गए होंगे। अब हम ये वाला हमने कर लिया, सेकंड एक्टिविटी हमने कर ली, अब हम थर्ड एक्टिविटी पे करते हैं। थर्ड एक्टिविटी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, आप प्लीज इस पे थोड़ा सा अटेंशन दीजिएगा। क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है? क्योंकि इसमें हम अपने सातों फंक्शंस परफॉर्म करेंगे, जो सातों फंक्शंस में स्लाइड 15 में मेंशन कर रही थी कि दीज आर द 7 फंक्शंस व्हिच स्कूपस विल बी परफॉर्मिंग फॉर यू। फर्स्ट फंक्शन is the topic trending. Second function, which journals are publishing the most. Third function, which authors have written the most. Fourth function, which institutions have published the most. Fifth function, which country has worked the most. Sixth function, which funding sponsor provided funding for most of the documents. And seventh function, what are some of the related subject areas for this topic. So all these functions you will be performing with the helper. अब करेंगे कैसे? These are the total search results. You are going to analyze these search results. How you will be doing that? You will be selecting all of them. And this is a window tab, analyze search results. You analyze them. Okay. Now please have a look at them. 7 parameters are there, na? 7 charts would crop up like this. See, these beautiful pictorial representation, visual representation of your results would come like that. This is the visual representation of your search results. Okay, and how it's going to help you? It's going to answer your 7 queries, and they again are exportable. You can export the data, it means table, or you can export these beautiful pictures and charts. Now what it is showing that this topic is trending with the help of this beautiful picture. That in 2015 45 documents were there, and it has come to its peak in 2020, and in 21 66, and 22 तो अभी हम पहुंचे ही नहीं है. And again these documents are clickable. You can click over here and can view the entire list of documents which got published in 2021. Okay, so this topic is trending. This chart is showing that. Because why I am saying it is trending and it is an active area of research, because a lot of research is happening now. That is why it's an active area of research. And which source is publishing the most? Out of the 425 documents, 30 documents got published in this journal, Journal of Research. So this is the journal which is publishing the most on this subject, followed by this and this. Okay. Now, who are the authors who are publishing the most? These are the authors. You can collaborate with any one of them by visiting their profile page. That we'll be doing in our subsequent activity. Okay. You can see their affiliation, their H index, to which they belong to which country, everything you'll be able to see. And then documents by affiliation. Which university is working the most? This university has produced 7 documents on this theme, followed by these. Okay. And then documents by type. So out of the source type, majority of them, 82% of them are, because we have already excluded other source types. So they are the primary resource material, primary research material, always get published in journals and conferences. So we have picked up those source types only, 351 research articles and 74 conference papers. And again, all these things are clickable. You can directly jump from there, here only. And then which countries are writing the most on this topic? See, United States is at number 1, followed by UK and India. And if you'll click over here, let's see which Indian authors are working on this theme, because I would like to collaborate with Indian authors. So again, this thing, this has also got Indian author. Now, which name should I pick up? So these are the 35 documents. 35 documents. It does not mean that it will have information pertaining to India only. It means if you have clicked India, either the author of the document, one of the authors of the document would be an Indian, or the topic would be pertaining to Indian continent only. Either of these things. It might be covering the international context of that topic, but the author might be an Indian. That is why to Indian specific documents, there are 35. If you really want to, again, you see where Indian authors are getting their work published. They are getting their work published, Journal of Business Research. These are the journals where they're getting their work published. And again, you can further narrow down them. And then this is document by year. Sorry, document by subject area. So every subject is multidisciplinary in nature. Now under this main subject, which is pertaining to your subject area, 258 documents are there. So you just click them. So out of 425, आपने आगे और कम कर लिए, 250 कर लिए. तो 250 तो मैनेजेबल नंबर है. 250 डॉक्यूमेंट्स को आप देख लो, उन्हें फिर से आप एनालाइज कर लो, ये सारे एक्सक्लूड कर लो. तो ये जो एनालिटिकल व्यू आया है, विजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन आया, ये सिर्फ 250 का कर लो आप, क्योंकि 450 अगेन इज अ बिग नंबर, और उसी को आप एक्सपोर्ट कर लो. ये कंप्यूटर साइंसेज, सोशल साइंसेज, मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी अगर आप निकालना चाहते हैं तो निकाल ले सकते हैं. और उसके बाद डॉक्यूमेंट बाय फंडिंग स्पॉन्सर. यस, अब आपको एक यू आर इंटेंडिंग टू डू राइट अ रिसर्च पेपर, बट यू आर वेरी कीन टू have some kind of financial assistance. Now see, on this topic, this is the institution which is providing financial assistance to maximum number of people, 10. बाकी सारे 3-2 हैं. तो देखते हैं किसी इंडियन ऑथर ने लिए इनसे. तो अब हमारे ये 10 डॉक्यूमेंट हैं जिनको चाइना के उस नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ने फंडिंग दी है ये करने के लिए. तो ये इसमें छपा इंटरनेशनल जर्नल ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉमर्स, और साइटेशंस कितनी अट्रैक्ट की इसने, 62. अंडर दिस again, then cognitive information technology and people. I'm just looking for an Indian name over here. ये 10 documents हैं, Indian name, never mind. So this is how you can have a look at the funding bodies, which bodies are funding. So this way, you have answered all, this Scopus tool has answered all your queries with respect to different aspects, and you can export this visual representation also if you are writing a literature survey, और जब भी आप research paper लिखते हो literature survey तो आता ही है ना उसमें, तो उसमें आप ये देख सकते हो कि मैंने ये इस तरीके से सर्च, आजकल जो SLR structured literature survey उसमें आप ये सब अपना export करके दे सकते हो. So this is all about visualization. Now let us come to the third window of this search window, which is author. Now I was giving third window mein, third activity is all about claiming your own profile. Let us see whether, if I am writing regularly, whether my content is getting indexed in Scopus, whether Scopus has created my profile. Let us see. Let us see my profile. Is it there? Gulati Pooja. In the same way, when you'll go back, you go to this author window and search your name. Okay, if you know the affiliation, you can add affiliation also. And if you know the ORCID ID of that author, you can add that also. ORC ID, I will be explaining. Let me search my name. Okay, at number 2, Gulati Pooja Anand. Okay, and Shahid Bhagat Singh College. Great. Shahid Bhagat Singh College is the institution where I am associated. This is my name, and it is my profile. Okay, and how many documents are indexed in Scopus? 2. And one thing more which I would like to highlight over here. See, this Pooja Gulati, she is associated with Punjabi University. Her name is clickable. It means her profile has been created by Scopus. My name is clickable. It means my profile has also been created by Scopus. But this name is not clickable. Why? Because her document count is 1 only. For creation of profile, your document count in Scopus should be 2. Once her document count would become 2, her thing will also become clickable. So I have claimed my profile. This was your third activity, which you are supposed to do when you'll go back to your systems. So you claim your author profile. Let me claim mine. So now what it has, this is the Scopus ID. When Scopus has created my profile, it has given a unique ID to my profile. This is SC, 56 something something. And what is this? This is my ORC ID. What is ORC ID? I'll explain you. See, ORC ID is a unique alphanumeric number and it is free to create. And what is the purpose of creating it? See, before marriage, my name was Pooja Anand. Okay, so if before getting married, I contributed something in research world, that I would have contributed with the name Pooja Anand. Now, after getting married, I have suffixed this Gulati also. So how computer will come to know that Pooja Anand and Pooja Anand Gulati are one and the same person? Earlier, I was with Fortune or UNICEF. Now I am with Shahid Bhagat Singh. Now, how computer will get to know that this is the same person who was with UNICEF? Now she has joined Shahid Bhagat Singh College. Its algorithm is not that strong. For that, there should be a unique number assigned to every researcher. So, ORC ID is a unique number. It's a kind of Aadhaar card for all the researchers, and every researcher. अगर मैंने एक भी research article लिखा है, तो it is advisable that I should create my ORC ID, and it is very easy to create. You just type Google में जाके ORC ID, वहाँ पे ORC ID की वेबसाइट आएगी. जैसे हम अपना ईमेल आईडी क्रिएट करते हैं, वैसे ही अपनी डिटेल्स डाल के आपका ORC ID कनेक्ट हो जाएगा. तो ORC ID will put aside all the ambiguities while rendering your name. Whether I should render my name POOJA or PUJA, that would not going to impact my profile, because my profile is unique because I have associated it with my ORC ID. और ORC ID जब आप किसी का visit करते हैं, तो then you will be able to see their entire profile. Like if it is saying that there are 2 documents by this author, it means that these 2 documents are there in Scopus. out of the entire publications written by this author, 2 documents are indexed by Scopus, but it does not mean that the entire research output of this author is 2. हो सकता है इस ऑथर ने 10 छापे हों, पर 10 में से 2 ही स्कूपस में इंडेक्स हुए हों, तो आपको पूरी उसकी पब्लिकेशंस देखनी है तो और काइडी में आपको दिख जाएंगी, पर स्कूपस में वही आएंगी जो स्कूपस के कंटेंट में इंडेक्स्ड हैं। अब ये भी दिखा रहा है कि 2 डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं इस ऑथर के जो स्कूपस में इंडेक्स्ड हैं, और ये कितनी बार साइट हुए? 8 बार। तो उस हिसाब से उसका एच इंडेक्स कितना हुआ ऑथर का? 2। तो एच इंडेक्स पता चल गया 2 है। देन ये दिखा भी रहा है कौन से हैं, ये बता रहा है ये किताब है, इसकी 4 साइटेशंस आई हैं, ये चैप्टर है, इसकी 4 साइटेशंस आई हैं, और किसने साइटेशंस की हैं, कौन से 5 डॉक्यूमेंट्स में दी हैं, ये भी आ गए, किसने कौन कौन से ने की हैं, को ऑथर्स कौन से हैं वो भी आ जाएंगे, कोई अवार्ड ग्रांट मिली है वो भी आ जाएगी, कहाँ से वो करेगा कनेक्ट? और आईडी से। सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन क्लेम योर ऑथर आईडी, एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो एडिट योर प्रोफाइल। एडिट आप कर सकते हैं अपनी, आपका कुछ चेंज हुआ है एफिलिएशन में, मैंने भगत सिंह छोड़कर हार्वर्ड ज्वाइन कर लिया या कुछ और कर लिया फॉर इंस्टेंस, तो मैं अपना प्रोफाइल वहां जाके चेंज करना चाहती हूँ, या मैं सर्च करना चाहती हूँ, मुझे पता है कि 2 नहीं, मेरे तो 4 डॉक्यूमेंट्स इंडेक्स हैं स्कूपस में, ये 2 क्यों दिखा रहा है, इससे तो 4 दिखाने चाहिए, तो मैं यहाँ जाकर एडिट प्रोफाइल कर सकती हूँ। एडिट प्रोफाइल करके मैं उसको सर्च करूंगी, उसमें मुझे तो अपने उस रिसर्च आर्टिकल का टाइटल पता होगा, मैं सर्च करूंगी और फिर वो लिस्ट आएगी तो मैं उसे चेक करूंगी और चेक करके बोलूंगी इसे भी मेरे प्रोफाइल में ऐड करो, ये 4 दिखाए 2 ना दिखाए, तो आप अपने प्रोफाइल को क्लेम करके उसे जाके एडिट भी कर सकते हैं। बट इस एडिट प्रोफाइल को क्लिक करने के लिए आपका साइन इन करना जरूरी है, बिना साइन इन किए एडिट नहीं करने देगा आपको। और आप अलर्ट भी सेट कर सकते हो, उसके लिए भी साइन इन एसेंशियल है कि भाई इस ऑथर से जब कुछ और इंडेक्स हो, मैं किसी और ऑथर को फॉलो कर रही हूँ, तो इस ऑथर का कुछ और कंटेंट अगर स्कूपस में इंडेक्स हो तो मेरे को फटाफट ईमेल आ जाए, वो भी हो सकता है। और पोटेंशियल ऑथर मैचेस, पोटेंशियल ऑथर मैचेस क्या होते हैं कि इस नाम के और कौन कौन से ऑथर्स हैं, तो 0, मेरा नाम इतना यूनिक है कि इस नाम के कोई और ऑथर है नहीं, क्योंकि मेरे नाम की स्पेलिंग यूनिक है, POON करके POJ है। तो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट ऑथर। अब मैं आपकी स्ट्रीम के एक ऑथर को सर्च करती हूँ जो ये इंडियन कॉन्टेस्ट में, जैसे चैटर्जी शेषाद्री, बिजनेस रिसर्च पे इन्होंने काम किया है, IIT खड़गपुर को ये बिलोंग करती हैं। देखिए इनके कितने डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, इनका ये प्रोफाइल पेज आ गया, ये कितने डॉक्यूमेंट्स इनके इंडेक्स्ड हैं स्कूपस में? 76। इनका एच इंडेक्स कितना है? 17। इनकी एफिलिएशन क्या है? IIT खड़गपुर। और अगर इनका प्रोफाइल पेज में क्लिक करती हूँ तो ये सारी चीजें मैं यहाँ से, जैसे अपना मैं दिखा रही थी, तो ये इनका स्कूपस आईडी, ये इनका और आईडी है, ये सब चीजें आ जाएंगी। तो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट authors affiliation, authors profile page. Now let us go to last but not the least, institutions profile page. Like if I would like to know what is the scholarly output of my own university, तो वो कह रहा है कि यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली से इतने सारी जगहें आ रही हैं, ठीक है, तो मुझे तो ये वाला एफिलिएशन, उसने आईडी दे रखा है, जैसे स्कूपस आईडी एक इंडिविजुअल को दे रखा था, ऐसे ही उसने स्कूपस आईडी एक इंस्टीट्यूशन को दे रखा है, ठीक है। यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली को क्या आईडी दिया हुआ है उसने? ये एफिलिएशन आईडी ये है, इंस्टीट्यूशन आईडी ये है। तो मुझे अब यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली का स्कॉलरली आउटपुट देखना है कि इसका क्या है स्कॉलरली आउटपुट है। तो यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली को भी लोग अलग अलग तरह से, people are rendering the name of university in different manners, but the kind of algorithm used by Scopus, it is bringing all these different renderings under one head, कि यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली अगर ऐसे लिखा है तब भी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली, ऐसे लिखा है तब भी, and affiliation ID is this. How many documents in total are there which are indexed in Scopus? 56,715. इसका मतलब ये है कि जितनी भी यूनिवर्सिटी ने आज तक स्कॉलरली आउटपुट निकाली है, 56 नहीं निकाली ज्यादा होगी, बट उसमें से स्कूपस में कितनी इंडेक्स है? 56,715। अब इस पॉइंट पे मैं एक बात और बताना चाहती हूँ। 4 ऐसी प्रेस्टिजियस लिस्ट हैं जिनमें क्वालिटेटिव लिटरेचर इंडेक्स होता है। 1 स्कूपस, 2 वेब ऑफ साइंस, 3 ABDC जर्नल लिस्ट जो कि एक्सक्लूसिवली बिजनेस और मैनेजमेंट को करता है, कैटर, और 4th है UGC केयर लिस्ट। तो ये 4 में से एक लिस्ट में आपका जो भी जर्नल आप टारगेट कर रहे हो, इन चारों में से एक में जरूर फॉल करना चाहिए। और अगर इन चारों में ही फॉल कर रहा है तो नथिंग गुड लाइक दैट, बट एक में तो करना चाहिए। या तो स्कूपस में आपका वो जर्नल जिसे भी आप टारगेट कर रहे हो उस लिस्ट में फॉल करता हो, स्कूपस में लिस्टेड हो, या वेब ऑफ साइंस में लिस्टेड हो, या यूजीसी केयर लिस्ट में लिस्टेड हो, या फिर अगर आप बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट से हैं तो एबीडीसी में, वो तो सिर्फ बिजनेस एंड मैनेजमेंट का ही है, एबीडीसी लिस्ट में लिस्टेड हो। तो आपने देखा होगा जब हमारी अभी करियर एडवांसमेंट हुई है तभी भी यूनिवर्सिटी ने 2 ही लिस्ट अप्रूव करी हैं, स्कूपस इंडेक्स और यूजीसी केयर लिस्ट। तो हो सकता है लाखों में डॉक्यूमेंट्स, रिसर्च पेपर्स निकले हों, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली ने अपनी रिसर्च आउटपुट निकाली हो, बट उस रिसर्च आउटपुट में इसमें अगर हम वेब ऑफ साइंस में जाएंगे तो उसमें अलग नंबर होगा, क्योंकि साइंसेज हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली में डाइवर्स हैं सब्जेक्ट, साइंस भी है, तो साइंस वाले डॉक्यूमेंट्स ज्यादातर उसमें होंगे क्योंकि इसमें ज्यादा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन सोशल साइंसेज का है। तो 56,715 डॉक्यूमेंट टोटल यूनिवर्सिटी के हैं, और कितने ऑथर्स ने कंट्रीब्यूट किए हैं? 7100 ऑथर्स ने ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स कंट्रीब्यूट किए हैं। और अगर सब्जेक्ट वाइज देखा जाए तो कौन सा सब्जेक्ट टॉप पर है? फिजिक्स, फॉलोड बाय बायोकेमिस्ट्री, और हमारा बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट एंड अकाउंटिंग या 1276 डॉक्यूमेंट्स। अगर मुझे सिर्फ यही देखने हैं कि मेरे सब्जेक्ट में हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी में किसने क्या क्या काम किया है, तो मैंने वो 1200, हर चीज क्लिकेबल है वहाँ, और इनको मैं एट द सेम टाइम एनालाइज भी कर सकती हूँ। ये वैसे ही एनालाइज करूंगी 7 पैरामीटर्स पे वो विजुअलाइजेशन, तो अभी मैं वो नहीं कर रही। तो ये हमारा एनालाइज हो गया। ये बी अग्रवाल कोई हैं जिनका जो पेपर है वो 784 टाइम्स साइट हुआ है, ये हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली के ऑथर हैं, ठीक है। जर्नल ऑफ द ऑपरेशनल रिसर्च सोसाइटी, ये भी बहुत रेपुटेड जर्नल है। ये फिर से वो ये एसपी अग्रवाल हैं, इनका 666 टाइम्स साइट हुआ है। कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर एंड परचेज इंटेंशन, ये रचना जाल पॉल जे, ये देख लीजिएगा आप, आपके से ये इस तरीके से आप देख सकते हैं कि और कोलैबोरेटिंग एफिलिएशंस क्या रही हैं। ये तो हो गए डॉक्यूमेंट्स बाय सब्जेक्ट एरिया। फिर कोलैबोरेटिंग एफिलिएशंस, किस यूनिवर्सिटी के साथ कोलैबोरेट करके काम किया है। अगर आप ढूंढ रहे हैं कि टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ फंडामेंटल रिसर्च मुंबई के साथ हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी ने कितना काम किया, तो इसे क्लिक करेंगे तो सारे वो इंस्टीट्यूट आ जाएंगे। वल्लभ भाई पटेल, ये इस तरह से। डॉक्यूमेंट्स बाय सोर्स, कहाँ ज्यादा छपे हैं, फिजिकल लेटर रिव्यू में ये वाले छपे हैं। अब आपने देखना है ईपीडब्ल्यू में 389, इनको देख सकते हैं। पेटेंट्स भी आ रहे हैं कि यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली इनके कितने पेटेंट्स हैं। अगर आप इन्हें देखना चाहते हैं तो आप यहाँ जाके देख सकते हैं कि कौन कौन से वर्क को पेटेंट किया गया है। तो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट यूनिवर्सिटी एफिलिएशन। तो मैं कहती हूँ कि मैं जल्दी खत्म करूंगी पर मैं कर नहीं पाती हूँ, आई एम सॉरी अबाउट दैट। और अब यू कैन हैव अ साई ऑफ रिलीफ, आई एम ओवर with my content, and I'm opening the floor for any kind of feedback, observation and comments. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a really very well explained and insightful talk. I'm sure all of us present here must have learned a lot from this. I don't really see any questions in the chat box. So anyone who has any query or questions, you can ask Dr. Gulati directly.
I am seeing a raised hand. It is of
Mr. Pradeep Rai. He
right.
has raised. Yeah, please
Hello.
ask the question.
जी डॉक्टर पूजा,
yes.
दो जो है ना जेन्युइन प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, उसमें कुछ तो आपने एक्सप्लेन किया, उससे कवर हो गया, लेकिन बेसिकली आई एम आल्सो वन ऑफ द कॉलेज लाइब्रेरियन.
I know, sir. I know. I'm so thankful to you. I'm glad you have joined this session. First of all, please accept my gratitude.
ये तो कोई बात नहीं है, पर सीखने के लिए बहुत सारी चीजें सीखते रहना चाहिए. एक है ना, एक तो सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम ह्यूमैनिटीज के जो सब्जेक्ट वाले लोग हैं, हमारे फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, उनकी आती है. जैसा आपने स्कोपस का और इसका बताया, वेब ऑफ साइंस का, लेकिन आपने देखा होगा 2018 के रेगुलेशन में भी जो है ना, उन्होंने कहा है कि जो मार्क्स सिस्टम है, जो टेबल दी है फैकल्टी मेंबर्स के लिए, उसमें थॉमसन एंड र्यूटर के इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर के बेसिस पे नंबरिंग है. एक तो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये है.
यस सर, यस.
दूसरा ये है कि एक है ना, एक जेन्युइनली एक फैकल्टी मेंबर है, उनका आर्टिकल स्कोपस में छपा, लेकिन वो आर्टिकल उसको पीएचडी के लिए सबमिशन के लिए चाहिए था. वो यूनिवर्सिटी, दिल्ली में ही एक यूनिवर्सिटी है आईपी, वो मांगते हैं स्कोपस कवर्ड में होना चाहिए. स्कोपस में छपा है, लेकिन प्रीडेटरी जर्नल्स.com पे वो जर्नल वहां डला हुआ है, तो उसका कंसीडर नहीं हो रहा. तो ये दो इशू ऐसे हैं, इस पे आपकी क्या ओपिनियन है?
हाँ सर थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर गिविंग योर इनपुट। सर जो आपने पहली बात बोली वो आपने बिल्कुल सही बोली। IQAC का मैं भी मेंबर हूँ अपने कॉलेज में। जो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर जो स्कोर आपका एनहांस करेगा, जब आप स्कोर CAS का फॉर्म आपका इवेलुएट करती है IQAC, तो वो अगर आपका इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर 4 या 5 है तो अकॉर्डिंगली आपकी स्कोरिंग बढ़ जाती है। वो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर वो वही वाला कंसिडर करेगी, बिकॉज गाइडलाइंस में वही है जो मैंने अभी आपको बताया। जो प्रोप्राइटरी आइटम है ही इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर उसकी है, थॉमसन रॉयटर्स की, जिसका नाम अब चेंज हो गया क्लैरिवेट एनालिटिक्स। यानी कि थॉमसन रॉयटर्स की लिस्ट में अगर उसका इम्पैक्ट, ये जो साइड स्कोर वाली वैल्यू है ये नहीं वो कंसिडर करेगा। ये आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं। तो ये तो गाइडलाइंस वालों ने जो डिफाइन किया है वो तो दैट इज बियॉन्ड आवर कंट्रोल, बट यू आर वेरी राइट कि ये तो हमने सर कॉन्सेप्ट अंडरस्टैंड किया है कि इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर के पैरेलल इसमें वेब ऑफ साइंस में साइड स्कोर यूज होता है। बट हाँ, अगर आपको अपना क्लेम करना है प्रोफाइल, PBS भर रहे हैं आप अपना करियर एडवांसमेंट स्कीम के लिए, तो आप साइड स्कोर के बेसिस पे अपना स्कोर नहीं क्लेम कर सकते। उसके लिए थॉमसन रॉयटर्स में ही आपका वो जर्नल लिस्टेड होना चाहिए और वहां पे ही आपका इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर होना चाहिए। ये आपकी बात बिल्कुल सही है। सेकेंड जो आप बोल रहे हैं जो कि एक पर्सन है जिनका स्कूपस में लिस्टेड है, बट बाद में देखने को आया कि प्रीडेटरी में भी है। पहले क्योंकि सर आप तो प्रोफेशनल हैं, आप प्रीडेटरी को अच्छे से जानते हैं, मैं और लोगों के लिए बताना चाहूंगी कि प्रीडेटरी जर्नल ऐसे जर्नल्स होते हैं जो कि एक तरह से फेक हैं। फेक इन द सेंस कि वो अपनी इमेज क्रिएट कर लेते हैं कि वो हाईली सॉट आफ्टर जर्नल्स हैं और अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, उनकी आउटरीच बहुत अच्छी है, और यहाँ तक कि वो अपना इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर भी क्लेम कर लेते हैं। वो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर क्या होता है? कॉस्मोस इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर। आप कई जगह देखेंगे कि लिखा होता है इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर 6.78, पर वो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर के आगे एक वर्ड यूज किया होता है कॉस्मोस, COSMOS। कॉस्मोस इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर कुछ नहीं होता, ये आपकी आंखों में मतलब आई वॉश किया जाता है। वो प्रीडेटरी जर्नल्स का होता है। तो प्रीडेटरी जर्नल्स स्कूपस भी सर एक्सपर्ट्स ही लिटरेचर को रिव्यू कर रहे हैं, तो हो सकता है स्कूपस ने जिस समय उसे इंडेक्स किया हो तब उसके भी पकड़ में ना आया हो कि ये प्रीडेटरी जर्नल है, और उसने इंडेक्स कर दिया हो। और बाद में जब वो इवेलुएट करते हैं साल में 2 बार, तो उनको और लोग भी फीडबैक देते हैं। लोग भी उन्हें लिखते हैं कि आपने ये जर्नल इंडेक्स किया हुआ है, अरे ये तो इतनी बढ़िया क्वालिटी का है ही नहीं, आपने स्कूपस में इंडेक्स किया हुआ है। तो फिर वो उसको इवेलुएट करते हैं हर पैरामीटर से, फिर उसे डिसकंटिन्यू कर देते हैं। इसीलिए आपको करंट लिस्ट, दो टर्म्स यूज की जाती हैं, स्कूपस में लिस्टेड या स्कूपस में इंडेक्स्ड। दोनों में डिफरेंस है। स्कूपस में लिस्टेड मतलब जो कभी भी लिस्ट हुआ था बट अभी प्रेजेंट है या नहीं हमें नहीं पता। इंडेक्स मतलब जो स्टिल अभी भी इंडेक्स है, था और अभी भी उसका कंटेंट इंडेक्स हो रहा है, उसका अभी भी कंटेंट इंडेक्स हो रहा है, यानी कि वो हर बार साल में 2 बार जो टेस्ट है उसे पास करता है। जो CASB टेस्ट लगाती है, कंटेंट एडवाइजरी सिलेक्शन बोर्ड टेस्ट लगाती है, उसे वो पास करता है और जाता है। तो ये इट इज क्वाइट पॉसिबल कि स्कूपस की एडवाइजरी बोर्ड से भी गलती हो गई हो और प्रीडेटरी जर्नल को उन्होंने लिस्ट कर दिया हो और बाद में उन्होंने डी लिस्ट कर दिया हो। बट अगर वो आज की डेट में प्रीडेटरी जर्नल की लिस्ट में है तो उसकी काम को क्लेम करना एडवाइजेबल नहीं है, और अगर क्लेम कोई करेगा भी तो उसे कोई वेटेज देगा नहीं। ये मेरा ओपिनियन है, जो मेरी लिमिटेड विजडम है। सर मैं आपकी बात को थोड़ा दे पाई जवाब आपकी बात का?
हाँ नहीं ठीक है। बेसिकली जो जेन्युइन प्रॉब्लम ह्यूमैनिटीज के लोगों की, हिंदी संस्कृत, वो लोग कहाँ जाएं? थॉमसन ड्यूटर का तो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर आएगा नहीं उनका।
हाँ सर,
और वो लिस्ट की भी प्रॉब्लम है। ये सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है इंडिया में। और हमारे फैकल्टी मेंबर्स को हम क्या सजेस्ट करें? रोज क्वेरी आती है।
हाँ सर, उन्हें ये कि जैसे हम जब छापने लगते हैं, जब हम किसी टारगेट करने लगते हैं किसी जर्नल को, तो पहले हम करंट लिस्ट को जरूर डाउनलोड कर लें और उसमें हम अपने सब्जेक्ट एरिया से फिल्टर कर लें। एक्सेल में आती है, वो डाउनलोड होती है। सब्जेक्ट एरिया वाइज आप उसे फिल्टर कर सकते हैं कि मेरे सब्जेक्ट में हिंदी में कौन कौन सी हैं जो आज तक, और उनका टाइम पीरियड जरूर देख लें। सिंस व्हेन टिल प्रेजेंट जरूर लिखा होना चाहिए। टिल अगर 20 भी लिखा हुआ है तभी भी मतलब 20 के बाद डिसकंटिन्यू हो गया है। तो ये चीज जरूर चेक करनी है। और जो 4 लिस्ट हैं उनको रेफर करना है। ऑब्वियसली हिंदी और संस्कृत वाले वो ABDC तो नहीं करेंगे कंसिडर, बट UGC केयर और स्कूपस क्योंकि मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी है वो कर लें। और अगर कोई साइंस और बहुत ही जो क्वालिटेटिव है, ये स्कूल ऑफ थॉट है ऐसा, बट मैं यहाँ पर इस फोरम पे ऐसे क्लेम नहीं कर सकती, बट एक स्कूल ऑफ थॉट बहुत कन्विक्शन से बोलता है कि वेब ऑफ साइंस का लिटरेचर क्वालिटेटिवली बेटर है। क्योंकि वो पहले ही वो इंडेक्स करते हैं जिनका इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर हाईएस्ट हो, वो जर्नल्स ही वो उठाते हैं जिनका कोई इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर है, बिना इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर के कोई कंटेंट ही नहीं लाते वो, और उनका इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर ही हर जगह मान्य भी है, जैसे अभी सर ने बताया कि यूजीसी उन्हीं के इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर को कंसिडर कर रहा है, तो इसलिए वेब ऑफ साइंस को थोड़ा ऊपर माना जाता है। अभी मैं ये प्रपोज कर सकती हूँ कि आदित्य सर अगर चाहें तो मैं वेब ऑफ साइंस का नेक्स्ट टाइम ले सकती हूँ।
श्योर मैम, श्योर। थैंक यू सो मच प्रदीप सर फॉर आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन। एक्चुअली हमारे अभी IQAC में ये क्वेश्चन आता है मैम। देयर इज अ वेरी पर्टिनेंट क्वेश्चन अबाउट वेब ऑफ साइंस फैमिली। जैसे क्या होता है ना कि जर्नल्स आते हैं तो कुछ मेंबर्स को ये कन्विंस करना मुश्किल होता है कि वेब ऑफ साइंस डजंट मीन ओनली वेब ऑफ साइंस,
राइट,
दैट फैमिली इंक्लूड्स SCI, ESCI,
yes,
SCAE,
yes, yes,
so that is something which need to be explained. तो मुझे
yes,
लगता है कि एक रितेश भाई से रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि वी कैन हैव अनदर सेशन ऑन वेब ऑफ साइंस एंड ऑल। और एक और पॉइंट है मैम, प्लेजरिज्म का जो इशू है,
राइट,
उस पे भी ऑन दैट आल्सो वी वुड लाइक यू टू डेलिबरेट, because that is also a very pertinent issue, because many research scholars they have been asking this question to me कि सर सपोज करिए कि हमने थीसिस पब्लिश की है, थीसिस सबमिट होने से पहले we have to get 2 papers published, and afterwards once the thesis is uploaded on Shodh Ganga, what happens, our total entire paper looks like 100% plagiarized. So how to deal with that? So that those kind of questions which are coming in front of our research scholars, on that I would request you, I would trouble you rather to come to take another session.
Pleasure will be mine, sir. Pleasure will be mine. I'll also be learning out of this interactive measures. You people are, it's a two-way process. I'll also be learning. और जो plagiarism का आप बोल रहे हैं, ये it's UGC guidelines have also come. If we'll be organizing a session on that, first we'll be going through the UGC regulations,
right.
And then we'll learn about any of the tool, maybe Turnitin or input.
Right. Any other question?
Aditya bhai, may I ask one question?
Yes, sir, please.
I have one question. I just need your expertise because you're working as an abbreviate natural information college. I have just applied for the post of professor at my college, and one of my papers which was published by Sage, it was in Hindi medium, Samajik Vimarsh, which is published by Sage Journal. And I have used some statistics and data from Election Commission of India's website, and I have quoted. I have even mentioned the source, but my college was not cooperating, and they were saying, no, we will not. I told them this is already mentioned on Election Commission of website, who win the maximum seats in 2014 election or 2017. It is already mentioned over there, and I have already credit. So you have to exclude this data for plagiarism. But they were not eager to cooperate with me. It was right or it was wrong, my one thing. Number two, may I rectify this thing from Central Reference Library? But because it is I'm really surprised that my college was not cooperating me, despite I told them many colleges and many librarians are cooperating to their concerned faculties. If some data is already mentioned, they have already credit. Suppose I have credit that I have taken these sources from Aditya Tripaঠি's article or this and that journal on page number so and so. It has to be excluded.
Right. So see, whatever report we are extracting out of that similarity detection tool, that is not plagiarism report. That is similarity report.
Definitely.
That is giving you how much similarity is there in your paper to other literature which is indexed in that tool. जैसे Turnitin है, उसका index is little wider. और इसका अगर अब जो दूसरी बात है कि आपके यहाँ पर उन्होंने कंसिडर नहीं किया, अगर 2-3 एथिकल तरीके से आप सिमिलैरिटी को रिड्यूस कर सकते हो.
There are article is available online on the website of Sage, but they were not eager and they have excluded from my total points.
Sir, first and foremost, you got it published with one of the reputed publishers, and reputed publishers themselves are scanning the research papers for their plagiarism and similarity. So ये किसी छोटे मोटे पब्लिशर के साथ तो आपका छपा नहीं, आपका सेज के साथ छपा है, जो that itself is a respectable publisher.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. One thing I would like to include here. Right now I am doing this practice. मैंने practice follow कर लिया. कोई भी article लिखता हूँ, मैंने DU से अपना खुद का access ले लिया. मैं सबसे पहले वहाँ article भेज देता हूँ, मेरे plagiarism आ जाता है कुछ ही घंटों के अंदर. Then अब उसको मैं आगे भेजता हूँ publish करने के लिए, ताकि आगे कोई दिक्कत ना आए. प्लीज मैम कंटिन्यू आप।
हाँ, सेकंड थिंग सर, जो 3-4 हमारे पैरामीटर्स हैं जिन पे हम सिमिलैरिटी को रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं एथिकल मैनर में, मतलब वो हम किसी को फेवर नहीं कर रहे। वो 3-4 पैरामीटर्स क्या हैं? अगर आपके का कोई सोर्स ऐसा कोट हो रहा है जो जिससे काफ़ी इंफॉर्मेशन है, बट उस सोर्स का आपने नीचे रेफरेंस दिया हुआ है, तो आप उसे एक्सक्लूड कर सकते हैं। जो भी कंसर्न पर्सन है, बी इट लाइब्रेरियन और IQAC कोऑर्डिनेटर, हूसोएवर इज चेकिंग दैट रिपोर्ट, वो एथिकल मैनर में ही इज अलाउड टू exclude that source which you have already cited. And you are saying you have already cited, so I am really surprised if you have cited that source, how come they are not excluding it? It should have been excluded at the first instance, and it is advisable that you get it checked through central reference library, क्योंकि second opinion हो जाएगा. Maybe that person whosoever is checking at your place might not be knowing it, or might not be might be little afraid of excluding, क्योंकि जो कर रहा होता है उसे अपने सिग्नेचर भी करने होते हैं, तो उसे थोड़ा डर भी लगता है, घबराता भी है कि मैं इसे एक्सक्लूड कर दूं, करना है नहीं करना है. तो आप टू माई लिमिटेड विजडम, though I have not gone through your paper, to my limited wisdom, first Sage has published your paper, so they themselves must have scanned it thoroughly. So plagiarize तो हो ही नहीं सकता on very first instance. And second instance, जो मैं आपको 3 पैरामीटर्स बता रही थी, वो 3 पैरामीटर्स मोटे मोटे ये हैं. पहला कि अगर वो सोर्स को साइट किया ऑथर ने तो आप एक्सक्लूड कर देंगे. सेकंड, अगर वो ऑथर का सेल्फ ऑथर्ड बाई चांस आ रहा है तो आप उसे भी हटा दोगे. सेल्फ ऑथर्ड मीन्स कि उसका ही पेपर बाई चांस रिपोजिटरी में पहले भी कभी आपने डाला था, तो 100% दिखाने लग जाता है कि 100% सिमिलैरिटी. 100% इसलिए दिखा रहा है कि आपका वही सेम पेपर उसने उससे मैच कर लिया है, तो वो आप हटा सकते हो. और थर्ड, अगर आपका 18 में छपा, ठीक है, और 20 में कोई उसे कोट आपका कोई आ रहा है प्लेजरिज्म किसी सोर्स से जो 20 का दिखा रहा है, तो ऐसा कैसे पॉसिबल है कि आपने फास्ट फॉरवर्ड में जाके 20 वाले का चोरी करके डाल दिया? ऐसा तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है ना कि 18 में बैठ के आपको सपना आ गया कि 20 में बंदा ये छापेगा, मैं चोरी कर लूँ. ये तो लॉजिक ही बता रहा है कि 20 वाले ने 18 वाले का कॉपी किया है, तो वो वाले रेफरेंसेस जो साइट नहीं किए वो एक्सक्लूड होंगे, जो 18 से पहले के हैं. उस वाले में से तो चलो आपने रेफरेंस लिया होगा, आपने रेफर किया होगा 18 से पहले छपे लिटरेचर पे, पर आपका खुद का 18 में छपा तो 20 वाले का आप कॉपी कैसे कर लेंगे? तो वो भी एथिकल है कि आप हटा सकते हो. ये 2-3 मोटे मोटे पैरामीटर्स हैं जिसपे आप आसानी से हटा सकते हो. तो आप अगर चाहें तो आप मेरे ईमेल आईडी पे भी प्लीज उसे भेज दीजिएगा, मैं चेक कर दूंगी.
Ma'am, one more slightly question which is associated with the plagiarism. I have written one paper, The Relevance of Indian Democracy in the point of Dr. Ambedkar, and I have just plagiarized it first from JNU library, and there was 3% similarity, and they exclude my paper from their archive. Immediately after my paper was plagiarized at PGDAP college, it was showing 6%.
Sir.
And last, when I was plagiarized the same paper from my Shamlal college, the same software was reflecting 9%. I was surprised. There was 3% of bibliographical reference, and again I request to my officials, please exclude this bibliography. They again, it is a machine, we are helpless, we can't do anything else. Ma'am, I'm really, this is my pain.
It is, I understand, sir. Really, it is a machine, but it has to be handled.
God, machine has stopped me at 9%.
Sir, it is a machine, that is why it has to be handled by human wisdom only.
Yes,
ओके, अब आप जो बोल रहे 3, 6, 9, उसमें क्या हुआ? जिसने 3 निकाला उसने ज्यादा फिल्टर्स अप्लाई किए. उसने ज्यादा फिल्टर्स अप्लाई किए तो प्लेजरिज्म रिपोर्ट कम आ गई. जिसने 6 निकाला उसने कम फिल्टर्स अप्लाई किए, और जिसने 9 निकाला उसने उससे भी कम फिल्टर्स अप्लाई किए. कई बार क्या होता है, आप रिपोर्ट अपलोड करते हो, पेपर अपलोड करते हो, रिपोर्ट आती है, अब आपको पता है 10% परमिसिबल लिमिट है, तो जो निकालने वाला बंदा है उसको दिखा 9, वो रिड्यूस करने लगा, 9 हो गया, ठीक है, परमिसिबल लिमिट में हो गया. बहुत पेन नहीं लेते हो, मतलब मेरे को ऐसा नहीं बोलना चाहिए. मतलब अगर आप खुद बैठेंगे साथ उस पर्सन के जो प्लेजरिज्म चेक कर रहा है, उसे थोड़ा समझाएंगे कि ये सब है, तो अगर एथिकल मैनर में होने वाला होगा तो वो करेगा. बट अगर एक ही टूल से अलग अलग आ रहा है तो फिल्टर एप्लीकेशन वेरी कर रही होगी, इसलिए.
Okay, ma'am.
या कुछ कंटेंट और इंडेक्स हो गया होगा.
We were not aware about that.
टूल में कुछ और कंटेंट इंडेक्स हो गया होगा और वो कंटेंट पहले नहीं था, तो अब वो रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है. एक प्रोबेबिलिटी है.
ओके, तो प्लेजरिज्म करने वाले के पास ये फिल्टर्स होते हैं जिसको वो प्लस माइनस.
Yes, Ritesh bhai, they can make it a primary source. They have to identify and make it primary. That is what they have to do.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, I would like to apologize. I took a little long, I think.
No, ma'am, it was very interactive and we really enjoyed it.
Very insightful and very.
We couldn't realize that.
Because for teachers, sitting for 2 hours at a stretch, it's a little difficult. I know that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very insightful. Even we got a very detailed information in the deepest manner, and it will definitely help me in the coming month.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I would like to call my 4 team members, Mandira and Ayush. Please, over to you.
Yes, sir. So it's a very interesting session, ma'am. Actually, we haven't started researching and anything, but we got a too vast information about it, and it's just really amazing. So at last, we are at the end of the line, and we are at the end of the program now. So I would like to Dr. Aditya Tripathi, sir, for the final vote of thanks. We welcome you, sir.
Thanks, Mandira. Thank you so much.
Before that, I would like to thank him for suggesting
and recommending.
It's
our pleasure that you have given your precious time to us. I mean, so long. I mean, we really enjoyed.
Thank you for reposing your faith in me, sir.
They were enjoying your.
It's all about reposing your faith. I'm so glad that you have reposed your faith in me.
So, ma'am, it's time for formal vote of thanks on behalf of the skill development cell of our college. I extend my sincere and heartfelt thanks to you for showing us the power of Scopus. You know, Scopus is so powerful. I mean, our students and research scholars, even faculty members, they have witnessed. So I'm thankful to you for your comprehensive, riveting, and I should say thought-provoking and knowledge-loaded, session on this Scopus, a research tool for discovering resources and measuring research impact. That is very useful, and we feel that we need some more sessions on that. So this is the fire which you have actually burnt in the mind and heart of our people, that they will be learning. So I'm really very sure that people must have learnt a lot, and they have taken a lot of notes. I could see many people they were taking note of what you were speaking, and some people, they have demanded for the presentation also. They were asking for it. So we are really honored and privileged to have you as our eminent speaker today, and we shall keep on troubling you in future as well for the program on students. Ritesh bhai has taken a promise from you that you will be organizing a program for students as well. So it's indeed a pleasure, ma'am. Thank you so much. We don't have words to say thanks to you. I'm running short of words for that. And special thanks to all listeners, audience, and our students team, those who have been listening to the eminent speaker for more than 2 hours. I mean, it's been more than 2 hours. See how interesting it was that they are here for more than 2 hours. So I'm thankful to all students, team members, and especially Ritesh bhai, to Dr. Ritesh Bharadwaj for always being ready for organizing such good programs. So thanks to Mandira, Ayush, all team members of skill development cell, and all faculty members for joining this session. Thank you so much. Thanks to one and all, and thanks Pooja ma'am once again.
Thank you very much, sir. Can I request you to kindly share the recording of this lecture with
me? Definitely, ma'am. And I would also request, ma'am, if it is possible, then kindly share your PPT.
Yes. I'll be sharing.
Thank you so much, ma'am, to be here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Bye-bye.